The bent neck lady.
Do you have any idea the kink in my neck I'm gonna have? Making sure I'm up.
Mike is the bent neck lady.
Bent neck lady.
Bent dick lady.
Bent neck lady. Bent neck lady. Bent neck lady.
Whoa, black lady, bam bam, whoa, black lady, bam bam, and she been around, bam bam, oh, ain't no brown, bam bam, touch it. It's hot. Yeah.
Well, it's almost his finger key. I was like,
I know,
I
it
didn't
just
know if
comes
I
out of
wanted to like
nowhere.
put the finger in my mouth or just
Why is there-
stare at it.
Oh, hell yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Stone Cold Steve Austin, and hell, I'm gonna crack a Budweiser, Steve Weiser right here. What? I'm right here next to a man who gave up sex for Lent, Eugene, and a
Wow. God damn.
No,
And
okay,
across
we can
from
stop.
me-
We can stop now.
what?
Just
Still 3-5.
all right.
Right across from me. Yeah, she's got great tits, but I don't care, woman or not. I'm fixing to stomp a mud hole in her ass and walk it dry. And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. But hell, the three of you right now, crack a beer, take a big old swig with Stone Cold Steve Austin, because it is Austin 316 of 2019, baby.
Yep.
Hooray.
Mhm.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. All right.
You sound
so-
like Stone Cold with bronchitis.
What?
Yeah. I'm not falling for that.
Okay,
shit.
so yeah, that was our Terror Trio intro, I think.
Ah,
Hey guys, I'm Micah.
Thank
I'm
you.
Eugene.
And apparently I'm, who knows, but I'm Drew.
You're or Delilah.
You take old
I'm
bitty
getting
mud
it.
hole.
Guys, it's we're we're coming to you from Buffalo, New York, and it is March 16th here. I mean, I know it's not going to come out March 16th, but we are celebrating 316 Austin 316 Day. Don't worry, that's not what the whole podcast is about.
But if you did
God.
the entire podcast as Steve Austin,
No,
Well, I
no,
wanted to.
Don't do that. Don't encourage him.
it would just be a little funny.
Uh,
How, I mean, I
it
could,
would get old real fast.
there were, yeah, I would probably just put,
All right, well,
Yeah.
how you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm awesome. I'm in a great mood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm drinking a Miller High Life.
Yeah.
chilling, killing with the
Pro-
fam.
Chilling and killing.
Producer Pat's hung over his shit.
Yeah.
I love that we're hanging outside the studio. We can't get in because he's not here yet, and we hear the elevator ding, and I just hear, and I'm like, ooh, that's got to be Pat. He rounded the corner. It was like a walk of shame. Like he didn't even like you
It
didn't
was
even
like
come
the-
from you didn't even come from home, did you? You did?
It was like there was a bed in the elevator and he rolled out of bed
Out of it.
in the elevator
he woke you.
and walked down the hall.
He drove here covering one eye because his vision is still his vision.
Take a look. I think he still has his earbuds in.
I think he did.
Oh, he totally does.
Oh, he took it out. Oh, Pat.
Oh, Pat.
Well, okay, so Micah, I know that you like to talk about some things going on. I know we're doing this a little early because we usually record on Tuesdays, they're out Thursdays, but today, as Micah said, is Saturday 316 because Pat thinks it's okay to go out of fucking town even though none of us approved his vacation.
Ain't that some
What?
shit?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
just-
you're not getting paid vacation, by the way.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, this is
That's it.
this is on your
This
this
is
is on
free
your
time.
dime, man.
This is on you.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Piece of shit.
No benefits here.
Hey, so kind of weird. The I Spit on Your Grave movies. That one
so over them.
yeah, so we had the original one that came out in the 70s. Then like 2010 was a remake, and
Yep.
then it sprung
Two sequels?
Two sequels. Now were they sequels to the remake or
Yes.
sequels to the
There were sequels to the remake. If I'm not mistaken, I saw the second one. The revenge victim chick from the first one was in the second one, and I think she's in the third one too.
well, it seems like the trend in
She's had a
horror now
rough
is
go.
Hmm?
She's had a rough go.
She has had a rough go. Damn.
just
Yeah.
But I think she's like an avenging angel type. Like, you know, she got raped and she fucked everybody up in the first movie. And then she's just helping other chicks out that are getting, you know, harassed and
So
raped.
like the girl with the dragon tattoo type thing.
Kind of, yeah. Those are some good movies. The
um,
Swedish versions.
The Swedish version?
The Swedish version?
Well, it turns out
Fruity,
that
fruity,
I Spit on Your Grave is going the same route that all these other horror movies are going. All these classic horror movies are going. It's been 40 years. It's 40 years later after the first one. So they are actually doing a direct sequel to the original I Spit on Your Grave with I don't remember her name, the actress from it, but she's
I
in
don't
it.
remember either.
Okay,
Wow, that means she really doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah,
She doesn't.
If Eugene doesn't
She
know who this
doesn't,
person
yeah.
is, then
I think, I mean, I'll go out on a limb and say that maybe she was in that movie and maybe one other movie.
We rely on the other freaking I Spit on Your Grave, right?
No, are you talking about you're talking about the original I Spit on Your Grave?
Yeah,
They didn't do a sequel to the original one.
Oh,
They did a sequel to the remakes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is April 23rd is going to have a direct sequel to the original I Spit on Your Grave. It's called I Spit on Your Grave Deja Vu.
What?
It's 40 years later. Apparently she has a book that came out because she was an author.
Yeah.
That's why she was
went out
staying there.
Yeah.
Well, she wrote a book about all the events that happened in the first movie, how she seeked her revenge and everything, and how she got off. Well, that was a poor choice of words. How she
Boom.
Micah take two. She didn't have any charges pressed against her or anything
Yeah.
like that. So it's all in this book. The book's out. The family of the victims from the first movie, including the wife of the gas station attendant, who was kind of the lead guy that
Yeah.
orchestrated the rape. It's her wife seeking revenge on this woman
wife.
and her.
not her
Thanks,
wife.
sorry, my bad.
His wife, yeah.
It's
Not that we
I
have a
watched-
problem with that.
I watched the trailer
No,
for
not
it.
at
If you guys want to watch the trailer, it's out there. It's called I Spit on Your Grave Deja Vu. It looks awful. It looks so
Of course it
freaking
does.
bad.
Well,
They look like it looks like a group of militia, like a really think of like the worst like horror movie with like a group of military guys. You know how like none of them are in shape. They all just wear green camo that like none of it matches each other.
Basically, like the governor's guys from Walking Dead.
Kind of like that. Well,
Yeah.
they do the whole like they come out of a van. Which first off,
Well,
there's
there's
your
the trailer's playing
okay.
right
Pat's
now, as a
pulling
matter
up
of fact.
the trailer. Yeah, so
There
they
we go.
show flashbacks of the first
original?
movie, the rape, and
the
then
most provocative film in history? That's weird.
Well-
That's not true.
it's not true, but they have to build this up.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see her and her daughter having
And it's
their-
the original chick from the first one.
Yep.
Okay.
So of course this van pulls up, really skeevy dude
So-
comes out, slick back hair.
Camille Keaton. in case
Uh,
you're curious.
yes.
Look at this guy, Drew. How are you?
He fucks.
Oh,
That dude looks like he's like a reject from, a bad 80s. Her.
Drew,
who?
we
Yeah.
just saw her in something recently, and I can't stand her.
I'm not
Listen-
worried about it.
Yeah, that one right there holding the knife to her.
Yeah.
This movie's gonna suck.
Of course it is.
Oh, it's gonna suck
Look at,
so
like
bad.
you can just tell by looking at a trailer and seeing like the
40 years
quality of the
later.
footage that you know it's gonna be shit.
Oh yeah.
It's like one of those like cheaply made early 2000 or like early 2010s movies, like one of those.
Yeah.
Straight to
yeah.
Where the
DVD.
plot is just
The-
paper
every-
thin. It's wow, that was terrible.
So if you guys want to have a good laugh, look up the trailer for I Spit on Your Grave Deja Vu. Even everything from the blood looks terrible.
Yeah.
Like that. How do you fuck up blood?
That was terrible. Yeah,
Oh,
that was,
so
that
bad.
was a pretty bad.
So this is
And
like
look at the
whole-
poster. What is it? Is that her naked? And then she has what?
That's
It
her
looks like she has
daughter.
a spatula and a. That's not her.
No, that's not the original chick. That's her daughter.
Oh, okay. I like the tagline on the poster. Vengeance, thy name is woman.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Not
Yeah.
into it.
No.
AKA Day of the Woman, Deja Vu. Oh yeah, that's right. Because the original Spit on Your Grave was called Day of the Woman.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna take a hard pass on this one.
Yeah, I'm good.
Guys, I think it was last week or the week before I brought up that there was a new Annabelle movie coming out.
Mhm.
It has a
weeks ago.
title now. It's called Annabelle Comes Home. This is the sixth Conjuring universe movie.
Well, I'm really glad that it has a title considering it's coming out in August, did you say?
Sooner than that, I think.
Oh, good.
I
Oh,
didn't write
well,
down the date
okay.
here.
They're
I mentioned
working
it.
real
Let's film
hard.
the movie. We'll work on the title later.
yeah.
But it has the Warrens in it. The movie is it's the Warrens. It's coming out in July.
July.
Oh,
Holy
shit.
shit.
God.
Okay.
So there is a teaser trailer for it. A teaser to a teaser. It just had like Annabelle close up and then it showed the title. Annabelle comes
teaser
home.
to a teaser.
Yeah, you know how like they have like a teaser trailer for a teaser trailer for a trailer.
Yeah.
You mean a teaser for a trailer.
A teaser for a trailer.
Yeah.
Sorry. I got this Miller High
There's
Life,
so much
man.
going on.
Dude, this is look.
You
this
took like
You
is,
2
mean the
swigs
Steve
of it and you're
Steve
drunk
Weiss.
already?
it's the champagne of beers, and the bubbles just go right to my head, man. I'm gonna do
Oh
something.
my
I'm gonna do something
God.
crazy.
You're so basic.
He is. He totally is.
So the Warrens,
We
they
say
get
it with our Starbucks cups.
I know.
God, Micah.
Yeah.
The Warrens bring Annabelle home to that relic room that they have.
Yep.
But I guess like they didn't like encase her like the way they originally showed her. They just kind of like, throw her in the room. She's safe here. While Annabelle's evil awakens every evil in the room.
Oh God.
Oh no!
I just love like the real life Warrens were so full of shit. It's
They were
not even
pieces of
funny.
shit.
They were the worst
No.
type of people.
They preyed on fear and they
Yep.
fucking took your money and they were absolute pieces of shit.
Yeah, they found the most vulnerable people.
Yep.
Yeah, vulnerable.
Vulnerable.
Say
Oh,
cinnamon.
no, bruh. Cinnamon.
Anyway.
No, people like that, like stories like that just piss me off so bad. Like the Warrens piss me off. I hate that they glorify them in these fucking movies.
I know.
Same thing like that fucking John Edwards piece of shit. They all is his name John Edwards? The one who's like
The psychic?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Oh, I have my family went to him after when my grandparents passed away. I'm like, why are you talking to this piece of shit?
There's
Like,
microphones in the audience,
Exactly.
and they have a team full of people listening to and they put plants out in the audience,
Yep.
and they just kind of ask questions and they get you to
I know.
divulge all
My
the
family's
information.
like, I really
So like a
hope
nice
I can talk
FICA
to grandma.
Or a fern?
First, somebody's got to fucking somebody's in there just in a chair, just in a potted plant,
Just in a
sitting
potted
there.
plant, just sitting there.
Pay no attention.
Every three,
excuse me.
every three
Oh,
or four
Jesus.
seats.
It's the bubbles, man, the bubbles.
Oh my God.
So this Annabelle movie is I'm guessing it's going to be kind of like Night of the Museum, but not good and
Yeah.
horror related.
Great.
So I got the Warrens aren't really going to be a big part in it. It's going to be the 10-year-old daughter that's
Okay.
going to be like the star. So it's of course it's going to be like the little kid probably going to mommy and dad, the doll's line, that kind of thing, and it's going to be annoying as shit. And all they have to do is just say Annabelle's real name, and then that beats it, right? Isn't that the
Of
Warrens
course.
do?
And they all hug afterwards, and everything is so.
they hug.
great.
Is that how you beat her? You just say her real name?
Oh, that's how you beat the nun.
And Conjuring too.
They were
Oh, yeah,
just
that's
like,
right.
"Oh, your name's
Was it
Valak."
Yeah.
and then they all hugged it out at the end.
They hugged it
They
out
did hug
so
it out.
hard because if there's anything that those possession movies and haunting movies teach you is that the power of love and
Prevails.
Huey Lewis and the news. That's what you need, man. You put on some fucking Huey Lewis.
Hell
That's
yeah.
the power of love. Moving on.
Yeah, thank you.
3 from Hell is still in post production.
That's right.
You know, all the
sound
filming's
mixing
done.
right now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. There's sound mixing, which I guess it's a big time dude that's going to be doing the sound for it. He
Yeah,
did
somebody
like
who's won multiple Academy Awards.
he did Star Wars.
Yep.
That's all that matters to me,
Quentin
'cause-
Tarantino movie. He's done
Good
quite a
for
bit.
And he also did Star Wars.
Yeah, I
Did
mean,
he?
mentioned that.
Oh, did he do Star Wars too?
I think he also
That's
did
what
Star
I hear.
Wars.
He did Star Wars.
Oh,
Yeah, he also did a
okay.
little film called Star Wars.
What's that?
Wrong
Oh,
podcast.
jeez.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys.
You know which podcast that is? The Geeks at Lift podcast.
Yeah.
Well, if you
can
guys
listen
ever,
to that anywhere that you listen to podcasts.
if you guys have a Star Wars episode and don't invite me on, I don't know if I could ever look you in the eyes again. I'll have to look at you in the back of the head from now on.
That's fine.
Okay.
Standard fare for
That's
Micah. and
pretty
Eugene.
much, yeah.
Yeah.
Eugene wouldn't be walking. if
You
that
know
were
I'm
the
not
case.
laying
Yeah.
down after either. I'm leaving.
I'm leaving.
I don't even-
So 3 from Hell. I looked at the cast for. They have like Danny Trejo's back.
so many people in this movie.
So many people are in it. A lot of people are actually making cameos too.
Yep.
Where the fuck is Diamond Dallas Page? They didn't kill him in that last one.
Yeah.
Why isn't he in this?
I could do it.
He's doing yoga.
He is.
Well,
DDP
that means
yoga.
he's in great shape. He's so stretchy and bendy. Imagine
Yeah, but now
like,
he doesn't have time because he's busy teaching.
He's busy
teaching the
doing
yoga.
DDP yoga.
and taking care of Jake
going on
Roberts.
Shark Tank trying to get some funding.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I
And
forgot
then he
about
turned
that.
him down. He was like, fuck you guys. You know,
Alright.
he looked really dirty in that movie, though, in Devil's
God,
Rejects.
he did.
Yeah.
Like, really dirty. Like, I wanted to take a shower.
Like he was the epitome of like every like scumbag like that like
Like, white
that
trash
lives
scumbag, bounty
Like-
hunter, trailer park Fuckface.
Like, you know, he cooks the dirtiest fucking meth and sells it to, and just like walks it over across the way to the next trailer.
It's like
And
every
sells-
dude
and
from
sells
North
it to a
Tonawanda in
family.
a beater that hangs out at like.
For those of you not listening,
Yes.
North Tonawanda is
Those of you not listening.
those of you who are
yes.
not listening,
those of you that are listening and aren't,
Okay.
I meant to say not from Buffalo. North Tonawanda is a interesting area.
Or Fall. I would say Niagara Falls, dude.
Niagara Falls is also a very interesting area.
oh my God, that's funny.
Huh?
This
What?
is the second time that somebody's mentioned Niagara Falls and how terrible it is
It's so bad.
in 2 podcasts.
Really? You guys mentioned it?
Yeah, we mentioned Niagara Falls in our last podcast.
I mean, doesn't
GTL.
like the ground glow at night because of the fucking radiation?
There is so much toxic waste over there. Like
Oh
there was,
my God.
there was
Love
once upon a
Canal.
time. I used to go all the way. Yeah, I used to go. I used to work down there, and I used to run around the neighborhood where I worked.
Yeah.
And there's literally a condemned neighborhood where there's just condemned houses and everything, and it's like blocked off with a chain link fence and
Yeah.
everything because there was too much toxic waste or
I'm
whatever.
Yeah.
really glad you
Chemicals and
brought
shit.
that neighborhood up because Tragic Picture Productions,
Tragic Hero. Pictures.
Tragic Hero
Pictures.
Pictures.
Sure, I don't know. You
Okay,
were
whatever.
part of it.
They
TRP?
they had me
THP.
they had me acting as a douchebag in this
He didn't have to work
So
very
you were
hard.
playing yourself.
yeah, I really was.
Awesome.
This is when I still had a faux hawk too, and I didn't have a beard.
Ugh.
It was
Wow.
dude. I
Yup.
know, weird times.
Can I say that was my favorite look of his?
Really?
You can.
That's sarcasm.
That would be one of us.
I will post a faux hawk beardless picture on the Instagram.
Oh, I prefer you.
Oh
don't.
yeah, you know what?
just
Yeah,
so-
put it on.
yeah,
And
'cause
everybody
that's-
that's listening, please comment. Please tell me that Micah does not look like a clown, but just missing makeup.
What the fuck, man?
That is the face. Listen,
Oh my God.
you with a beard, you look
Dude,
great. The
yeah.
glasses, everything, but without
I have glasses,
facial
yeah.
hair, you look like a fucking clown without makeup. You have all the facial features of a clown.
when I would.
Yeah.
What the fuck,
None
man?
of the
I don't have a
foundation.
big red
I'm
nose.
sorry.
I
You
don't
look
have
You look crazy.
You looked weird.
Yeah, you look
I-
weird. You married him.
I know. That
Yeah,
says a lot
that's-
about me.
Shit.
Does he wear like big floppy shoes during sex?
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Plain. I come into the room with a little clown car. my whole.
Squeak.
I come out, and then like 10 other guys come out. Like we're here for the orgy.
We're here for the gangbang.
No, man. I always got the whole like, wow, you kind of look like the Miz, or oh, you look like Jack Swagger. I never got.
No.
You're
no.
the first. No.
No.
No,
No.
Well,
no,
anyway,
no.
back on the story. We filmed a Silent Hill fan film in
Cool.
that neighborhood. We were in like a cul-de-sac where it was like overtaken by like nature.
Yeah.
And I remember the makeup effects artist Rod Durick, who worked on that film. I would love to have on the show sometime.
Yeah, Rod.
Rod designed an apparatus on my stomach where it got sliced open and all my guts came out. It was actually a
Cool.
really good gag. But I had to lay down in this cul-de-sac, and I remember like in between takes, he came up to me. He's like, yo, just get up. Don't lay on there anymore. And I'm
Yep.
like, why? He's like, we're in a neighborhood that's not a neighborhood anymore for
Yep.
a reason. He's like, dude, I know you're not from here. Get up.
Yeah.
Get up. Yeah.
Yep.
He's like, don't worry. I took a picture of you. We'll lay you down like exactly the way you were. Yeah. So I'm like, fuck, man. And later on found out that like we didn't have any permits to film there or anything. So this
Well,
was
no,
just,
but then again, it's abandoned.
was-
Nobody goes
Exactly.
there.
Nobody
Like
cares.
every time
That's-
I ran through, there weren't any cops, no cars,
No.
nothing.
Well, yeah, because you can't have cops hanging out there. Then they're all gonna have
No.
weird growth.
Well,
So,
they're already
yeah.
mutants anyways.
Like
so.
Their own basket case.
Niagara Falls, honeymoon capital of the world.
Yeah. So if you are from out of town and you want a real life horror adventure, go to Niagara Falls.
Niagara
man.
Falls, New York.
Go
New York.
see,
Yeah, not even
Canada's
the Canadian
Ca-
side.
Go to the Canada side if you want nice.
Yes.
Go to the Canada side if you want carny. It
Yeah.
is so carny. That
It's
strip
fun
right
carny,
across
though.
the border there.
Clifton Hill.
It's Clifton Hill. It's this whole strip, and it is just super carny.
So if you want
Um,
to see Micah with makeup on, go to Niagara
Jesus
Falls,
Christ.
Canada.
They do have a couple sweet haunted houses
They
that
do.
run
They do.
year round that I'm a big fan of.
Yep.
Was it like
Um,
Screamers or?
Yep. Nightmares,
Nightmares.
Screamers is
Nightmares.
over there too.
Yep.
You know how I love documentaries. There is an 80s horror documentary called In Search of Darkness, a journey into iconic 80s horror. It's going to release this summer. Joe Bob's on it, and
Yeah.
dude, there's a fistful of people on there. me bring up the list here. There's Don Mancini, from
Child's Play.
director of Child's Play. Cassandra Peterson, who's Elvira. Mick Harris, Sean Cunningham. You guys know who Sean Cunningham is. Heather Langenkamp's on there. Joe Dante, Bill Moseley, Larry Cohen. That's the guy from the stuff. Kelly Maroney, she was in Chopping Mall, Night at the Comet. Tom Holland, who did Fright Night, also worked on Child's Play. Stuart Gordon from Reanimator. Kane Hodder is on there. Jeffrey Combs is on there.
Jeez, this is loaded.
Lloyd
Literally, it's a
Kaufman.
who's who.
Yeah.
Dude, Lloyd Kaufman, Nick Castle,
That
Robbie
would be
Morgan.
the funnest orgy.
Yeah,
So much fun.
In 2019,
Lloyd Kaufman needs to stay in his lane.
Oh,
Though.
yeah.
Tom Woodruff
off,
Jr.
Lloyd.
from Monster Squad and Pumpkinhead.
Get out of here.
Scat.
Spray with a spray bottle. Bad Lloyd. No, Lloyd.
Did I mention Barbara Crampton?
You
No.
did.
Okay,
yeah.
and Barbara Crampton. But our main dude Joe Bob Briggs is on there.
Joe Bob.
And if you look up the teaser for it, it's just Joe Bob talking about the 80s. And he said in this oh shit. See what happens when I write notes in the dark? In this era, anything goes environment, you had great artistic freedom. Apparently in the 80s, like, you could pretty much do whatever you want in a movie. You had the free. That's why like the 80s movies are so great, and I think they stand out. I think they're better than the 70s. I think they're better than the 90s. I think they're better than the movies coming out now.
Agreed.
I agree.
And the crazy thing is that if you go back and look up, if you search for like a list of like 80s horror movies, the top list will always come out. But if you skim deeper and get and dive into that, like, you find things that you didn't even know were made.
And there's some real gems too that pop up. You're watching this and it's like, how have I never seen this before? And it's always good.
One
Like,
of them
even
is,
if it's shitty, it's good.
absolutely. One of them is a 1980 Tourist Trap.
Yeah.
Tourist Trap was released this time.
Such a good movie.
It's so good. With it was released actually this week. How I can't do math. How many years is that?
What was the year?
1980.
80, so 39 years.
39 now. Okay, there you go. So almost 40 years. Tourist Trap came out. I mean, there's so many hidden gems in the 80s, and I mean, I'm sure we could probably pull some up on another hidden gem episode.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. I'm really looking forward to this documentary that come out.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that, like, people are like taking the time to make these documentaries and go back, not just to cover one single movie, but I love that they're covering this whole decade of the 80s. I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
You can't do a documentary and just cover like a couple of movies in the 80s.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
You can.
There's a
What do they think they are? An episode of the Terror Trio?
Yeah.
Those sons of bitches.
Fucking kill him. But no, like, if you're doing it, you have to do it all. And I feel like the 80s were a time where like they didn't have to try as hard. Like, now you can tell when a movie's trying harder, and I mean, they have to, because everything's been done.
There's a charm.
There totally is. There's an ease. There's just like this chemistry with everybody in it, and you can tell that they're all having fun, and like they're not trying to be serious actors. Like, it's just, I mean, obviously you have
Thespians.
There also
Thespians.
wasn't like all the bullshit regulations now, and
Yeah.
like, like a lot of times, like on set, like cocaine just like flowed, like cocaine flowed like wine.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, even like, I mean,
just everyone blowing lines in between takes, like I
blowing
heard,
each
like,
other.
They
Yeah.
were blowing each other, man. It was the 80s, whatever.
well, when we were watching the Evil Dead with the commentary on, and Bruce Campbell's like, "Yep, I was throwing myself against stuff." Like, people don't do that nowadays. Like, they do, but they
No.
don't. It's just, it's different, and there's a charm. There's a definite charm of the 80s.
And you could tell in the movies.
Oh yeah,
You could totally tell. And the aesthetic of the movies.
Yep.
So there's no release date yet for this, but it just said this summer.
Oh, they've been
So-
marketing the shit out of it on like Twitter and on social media.
Mhm.
They've been putting out a tweet almost daily with little snippets,
Mhm.
and also with just like announcing who they're going to have on the
That's
on the
awesome.
documentary.
So keep this in mind, guys. In Search of Darkness, a journey into iconic 80s horror. When that comes out, I feel like we should all watch it and then cover it in an episode.
But
gonna
Eugene
own
has
it.
to watch it separately because
Yeah.
Micah doesn't want him over.
No, I have a
Yeah.
big policy of no.
No Eugene.
no
well,
Eugene.
we'll bring him.
Eugene, the last time you were over our apartment, you were dressed as Cheech.
True Life.
I was going to say, when the fuck was I over your apartment? You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's when it was Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna air my grievance right here, right on. I was gonna say right on TV. We're not on fucking TV.
No, thank
You
God.
know
Not
what?
yet.
That's way too much beer.
Yeah.
So
I'll
Mike
force
and
it.
Drew throw a Halloween party every year, and
Because
every
we're
year
the power
it's,
horror
hey,
couple.
Hey, horror, hey, ha, shh. So they throw a Halloween party every year. Okay, unfortunately, I can't go because 9 times out of 10, I'm throwing my own Halloween party on
On the same
day,
fucking day.
same fucking
every
day.
time.
Day.
every year.
So we're
Okay.
like 15 minutes from each other,
9
both
times
throwing.
out of 10 every time.
Yeah.
But
So-
I just at the same time though, it feels it's kind of cool because at least like we're both throwing bitchin' Halloween parties.
Yeah.
But we
at
should
the
be
same
celebrating
time.
together as a family.
we should
What do
be.
you
we
want-
should
do you
like
wanna,
rent a
like,
hall
rent
out
out-
or something.
You know what?
She gets it.
I
She
agree.
gets it.
I agree.
Like we should
I
do that
100%
this year.
agree.
You guys
We
want to
could-
rent out the screening room?
The
Hell
screen-
yeah.
Oh shit! That's a good idea.
Guys.
Should we be talking about this on
No,
air?
Pat,
or-
No,
cut
we
this.
should not.
let's-
No,
that's
Pat,
fine.
don't
No,
cut
that's
this.
cool. Yeah, we'll throw a bitchin' Halloween party. You guys are all invited.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. Sorry. So they throw a Halloween party. It's an on, it's a cool affair.
It's all right.
So
It is what it
we
is.
go. The one thing now, this is my grievance. I've had this grievance for what? It's been what? 3 years? 4 years?
Maybe 4.
It's been 4
Maybe
since
4
you've been
years?
over. Yeah.
Okay, Micah puts down on the invite that it's BYOB. Okay, for those of you that don't know that are dry, BYOB means bring your own beer. Okay, which means normally bring your own beer means bring your own beer that you're gonna drink yourself.
What happened?
Oh, I'm
drink
about
your
to tell
beer?
you what the fuck happened. So I walk in, BYOB. I think I brought like a 6-pack or maybe like a 12-pack of beer, and
Yeah.
you walk in, you're both already 12 sheets to the wind.
Sounds right.
Oh, we started
Everybody's
early.
having a great time because we hit a couple of different parties before that.
We were
your
just
guys
a stop.
your guys were the last stop.
Aw.
So yeah, so we show up. Everybody's having a grand old time. People are doing shit. You guys are singing. You guys are doing beer games,
Yeah, there's
drinking
beer
games,
pong
all
going
sorts
on.
of stuff.
Was this when Ashley and Micah fought? My older sister and Micah fought on our living room
I
floor.
pulled her weave out.
That's right. You
Damn.
did.
So BYOB, I walk in. Micah's like, hey, gives us hugs. Drew gives us hugs. Micah comes back. I was like, yeah, I brought my beer. Micah decides, now, mind you, makes him like the most horriblest host ever, takes my case of beer and proceeds to start handing out my fucking beer to all his guests.
I don't remember this. I'm so
My
sorry.
From then on, I've always thought that Micah was the biggest piece of shit
Oh
ever.
my god.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Don't give me that sorry
oh
shit.
my god.
I've been holding on to this shit for
I
4
see that.
fucking
Oh my God.
years.
Micah
I'm-
Nicholas.
He gave me this
so
weird,
sorry.
mischievous look, grabbed it. I was like, oh, okay, he's going to put it aside somewhere for me. No, proceeds to start handing out a beer
Why didn't
to
you
all
tell
your
me? Because
guests.
I would have taken them out
Because
of their
I looked,
hands.
me and Kat looked at each other like, what the fuck just happened?
Oh my god.
And then, yeah,
And Eugene
so,
decided he was never going to come
and
again because of
and
you.
I never have I?
No, you
Nope.
haven't.
Yep, that's it.
You?
That's it. I've aired out my grievance right here on episode 16 of the Terry.
Pat
Look at
just
that, even
came
Pat,
in.
look
Oh
at
my
you.
God.
For
Oh my
shame. For shame.
Okay. This is. I'm not doing the whole in my defense. No, because that's
There's
that's,
no defending that.
I'm not because
There's
that's,
no
that's
defending that.
inexcusable. I was an absolute piece of shit that day. I don't remember doing that first off, but I
Yeah.
do remember this. This guy walked in who was a guy, one of Drew's girlfriend's guy that they were seeing at the time, whatever. And he was so proud of this. He brought a melon that was
Oh my
hollowed
God.
out, and it
Uh-huh.
was full of. It was full of like Jello. It was like imagine like a giant Jello shot in a watermelon, where you
No,
like
it's
kind
just
of
one
like
of
take
those
like.
things where you infuse watermelon with vodka.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no, it wasn't.
I
It
thought it
was,
was.
no, it was hollowed out and
That's
it was Jello.
right.
And
So did it have a hole in it?
it was cut in half.
Okay.
So it was
I was gonna say you probably fucked the watermelon before.
was
you
like a-
infused it, quote unquote.
yeah. So there was a watermelon in it. It was hollowed out. It
Watermelon's
was
salty.
full of it was full of like the Jello, like a giant Jello shot.
Yes.
I snatched it from him, threw it on the stove. I have a meat cleaver. I pulled out the
Okay.
meat cleaver and I just started chopping it to like smithereens in front of him. And he was just kind of staring like, yeah, I guess that's okay. Like I just chopped it to shit and started like
You are such a dick.
Isn't
I
he?
was in rare form
Jesus
that day, man.
Christ. Well, Drew, if you ever wondered why I have never showed up again to your
I feel
house
like
for
I'm
anything,
being penalized
that's
for his
why.
wrongdoing.
That's why.
See, this is why people need to tell me because I'm mean and
sins-
I like to
sins
put
of
the
the
dog
husband.
in his crate when he's a piece of shit. So
Yeah, Drew, like, she'll like lay the law down and make me feel terrible, and like I'll like apologize, and I'll like actually like make a run out and get like more beer and stuff and present it to you, and then like I don't know, rub your
take
feet,
you in the
whatever.
bathroom, blow you real quick.
Yeah,
Oh,
man. Like
yeah,
I,
I'll go for that.
Yeah.
there's a
Now you
sure
want
you
to start
make sure
coming
you
to the
shave your
parties
face,
again,
though,
huh?
first.
she's. You want me to do the faux hawk too?
I've never been
Get
blown
blown
by
by that
clown
clown.
before.
Wow, we went off on a
Oh my
on a
god.
real,
Yeah, this is weird. Now we're
real.
talking. Yeah, now we're getting personal.
man, dude, it's good. It's good.
You like that,
Shit.
folks?
Wow.
I don't.
How do you feel now that that's off your chest?
Me?
Yeah.
I feel fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel good.
Wow,
I
man.
feel better
I,
knowing that because now I know.
And you know
to,
what?
like,
You know what's a funny thing? Everybody that we know knows that story, except for you. Everybody fucking knows what a piece of shit you are.
Do Kevin and
For
Colleen
the
know
last
this?
4 years. Oh yeah, everybody knows. Everybody knows.
Oh my god.
So
Eugene,
yeah,
I
you were the
swear,
last one to know.
I swear, I'm glad you told me, but I swear to God, I don't remember any of this.
Sure.
I don't.
Sure.
I've matured a lot in
I've
these last
matured a
few
lot.
years.
Mm-hmm.
So I would probably only. God damn it. Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
Bruce Campbell joined the cast of Last Kids on Earth, which is going to be on Netflix. That's
Nice.
it's an animated series. It's based on a not a show, like a teen book.
Mhm.
With it's like zombies take over. The only survivors are like really teenagers. It follows a 13-year-old who kills zombies from a decked out treehouse. But this cast is stacked. All right, I don't know who Bruce Campbell's going to be voicing, but Mark Hamill's in it.
Nice.
Rosario Dawson, Catherine O'Hara, Keith David.
I love Keith David.
Me too, man. I just watched
love Keith
Tales
David.
from the Hood Part 2, and he's awesome.
He's actually good. He hams it up
He's-
big. In that
oh,
movie.
he does. Nick Wolfhard, that's Finn's older brother from kid that was in It and
Stranger Things?
Stranger
Oh,
Things.
okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's gonna be coming out later on this year. But Bruce Campbell's in it now, so I mean,
Nice.
the dude's coming off strong from retiring Ash.
Hey man,
Yeah,
he's got to work.
No.
That chin's got to eat.
that chin is well fed, man.
I was
Although it's
going
pretty
to say
funny.
something really dirty, but I'll let it go.
Oh no.
Come on.
Come on.
His chin's got to eat. Really?
Yes.
Yeah,
It writes itself.
You're
Low-hanging
right.
fruit at
You're
this
right.
point.
You're
Kind
right.
of wanted to
You're
hear
right.
you say it.
You know, it's funny. I thought you were gonna mention because there was a meme that came out a week or two ago
Yep.
with Bruce Campbell supposedly being the new host of Reading Rainbow, and then he
Wait,
was holding
what?
the Necronomicon.
The Necronomicon?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, that's
That was
awesome.
Jinx, you owe me a beer.
There you go.
Oh, thanks.
That was easy.
Well,
Actually, you owe me more than that based on that fucking story.
Yup.
Jesus Christ,
That's all right.
man.
I don't hold grudges.
So-
You don't. I don't hold
Clearly
grudges. I've only been
not.
thinking
You
about
like
this for
remember
4
this,
years.
and you've been holding on to this for
I've been
4
holding on to
years.
this motherfucker for 4 years. That's crazy.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Well,
This is therapy.
Healing.
The
We're on the road to
Terra Trio
healing.
therapists.
hey, before we get into today's actual subject, which is going to be Pet Sematary, I would like to bring this up to you since we're on air.
Sure.
No,
No, why would you do that?
I want to put him on. I want to put him on the spot.
No.
We'll bring it up after the podcast.
Okay. Wow. What the fuck?
I didn't think it was a big deal,
That
but
was
apparently
such a build-up
this
now.
one.
Now I can't wait till you know what? Thanks, guys, for listening.
We're the Terror Trio.
Catch us next week.
They listen to the babble.
I
for
told you.
I'm
at
Eugene.
the, I told
He's
you at the gym
Micah.
I was going to
She's
bring it
Drew.
up to him on this.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Did you think it in your head and then not say it out loud?
I think your headphones are on.
My headphones
Okay, so
are
guys,
on.
real quick too. When Drew has her headphones on, you could hear the music she's listening to from across the room. Like she's fucking deaf right now.
That's awesome. I do the same thing.
Well, I don't like when people talk to me when I'm at the gym or trying to walk my dog.
So we have those like big ass headphones that cover like your whole head.
yeah,
that just, like, tell you,
retro 70s.
Don't
Yeah.
talk to us.
Delphonic.
Yeah.
Ask me
super
if people
sound-
still
surround
talk to
sound.
me. They do.
I'm sure they do.
Oh my
They
god.
fucking do. And I hate my life.
The gym we work at that Drew works out at and stuff.
I thought you
is-
said the Jimmy workout.
the Jimmy
I was like,
the
that's
Jimmy
another,
workout.
That's another euphemism for jerking off.
It's like
The Jimmy workout.
It's like Cheers there. Where it's certain. I mean, obviously there's like a lot of people that go, but there's like a select group of like older guys that like go in just to hang out,
Yeah.
and they feel the need to like talk to you even when like your headphones are on. It sucks. It's so annoying. There's a guy that gave us like, he found out like I like Stanley Kubrick, and just like will like come up and just like talk forever about Stanley Kubrick, but it's the shit that he talked about the last time.
That's
Like,
funny.
it's,
literally like the
nothing new.
nicest
Funny.
people, but it's just too much while I'm trying to work out.
I'm like, dude, I'm on like I have like 15 minutes left. I don't want to stand around and just nod my head and go, yeah, whoa, that's crazy. Yeah.
You know what's crazy? And we're going to throw a little bit of Eugene trivia in here since we're unloading everything today.
Clearly. What the Saturdays are weird, man.
You said Stanley Kubrick, and I giggled a little bit. And the reason I giggled a little bit because Stanley is actually the name of my dick.
I feel like you told me that before.
Oh, yeah. Everybody
Yeah.
knows.
Everybody
That's
knows. No
Well,
secret.
Yeah.
now everyone
So,
else
yeah,
knows.
so now everybody else knows. I
I
like
named
it.
Is
mine
it
after a
Lord
roller coaster.
Stanley or
You
just
named yours
Stanley?
after a roller coaster?
Space Mountain.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I named mine after a
I-
power drill. You know what I'm saying? That's
Oh.
right.
And
That's
also my
right.
grandfather. There you go.
Your grandfather?
Your grandfather.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
Good old grandpa. Damn.
So in preparation for Pet Sematary, which, my God, what is the release date for the new movie?
April 4th.
April 4th?
2 weeks.
That is
Or a week after this
Yeah.
airs.
shit. That goes up against Shazam. So fuck, I thought it was coming out the week
Yeah,
after that.
they are coming out at the same time.
Really hope that kid didn't buy tickets for Shazam because I am going to Pet Sematary and not
Well,
Shazam.
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. We wanted to take a look back at the 1989 Pet Cemetery and kind of cover this to get us hyped up for this one. I'm
already
really
hyped.
I mean, yeah.
I'm
Already
so
hyped.
hyped.
I am so hyped for this. The only thing I'm kind of about is the guy that plays Lewis Creed.
Really?
I don't particularly care for that
God, I
actor.
forgot his name too. He's
I forgot
played
his
John
name.
Connor in
I don't mind him.
in the reboot in Terminator Genesis.
I think that's why I have such a sour, like, I'm like so bitter. It takes like one movie for me to completely hate somebody.
Yeah, but it's not his fault that Terminator movie is a piece of
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jason Clarke. That's his
Jason
name.
Clarke. Okay.
Jason
mind
Clarke's he's got that face where you can't tell if he's ugly or good looking.
Yeah.
Like he's got the piercing blue eyes, but you look at his face. Look, he looks like a schlup rock.
He looks exactly like a statue, like a Greek statue.
Yes,
But I don't know
Yes,
if I like that or not.
I like it. Yeah,
Like-
yeah. It's
So,
just-
yeah,
you
yeah.
can't tell. He's like, is he good looking? Is he not good looking? I
Yeah.
can't tell.
Did you know that for the original, Bruce Campbell was originally the first choice of
That
Lewis
was in
Creed?
my notes actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, that's okay. That's quite all right. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So looking back on that, that's Mary Mary Lambert. Actually,
Yes.
she wanted
Yeah.
Bruce Campbell to be because this is after Evil Dead 2. I think they were getting ready to film Army of
Electric
Darkness
Boogaloo?
and stuff.
Yes.
Why is that my go-to for any sequel?
That's
is Electric
always the
Boogaloo.
go-to.
Yeah.
Because it rhymes
Electric
with two.
Boogaloo.
The other thing that I'm kind of I'm a little bit on the fence about is John Lithgow as Judd.
No, I'm
serious?
not on the fence about that
I'm
at
not on
all.
the fence
I'm
at
hyped
all.
as shit.
Listen,
I love John Lithgow.
is the man. I don't know if I went on
No,
this rant before
We've talked about it before.
about
John
John Lithgow. Yes,
John Lithgow is amazing. Like
that dude is the quintessential thespian. I can't believe I just used that word twice in one
before
episode.
Proud of you.
before I like met my dad when I was a teenager. There's a long story behind that. I always kind of
Was he a
pictured.
clown?
I always Jesus Christ. I
Yeah,
always
that's why he wasn't around. He had to travel with the carnival.
in my head. I always
Brothers?
pictured John Lithgow as my dad.
Really?
Yeah, that's like how I pictured him.
Which guy? John Lithgow?
Raising
Lord
Cain.
Farquaad.
Raising Cain. Oh, Lord Farquaad. Yes.
Raising Cain.
Yes.
John Lithgow. I always like.
God, this trailer is so. Pat put the new Pet
The new
Sematary trailer on the
yeah.
fucking TV in here, and holy shit, it's so
Listen,
scary.
Even Church looks terrifying. I can't believe they're doing that. They're going to recreate the
gag with the Achilles heel. Yeah.
I
So
wish they
happy.
didn't have that in the
So
trailer.
good.
I'm so
No,
it's
you know
fine.
what's going to happen.
I know it's going to happen, but I wish they didn't have the Achilles slice in the trailer.
Well, come on. I mean, it's a remake. And
Is there any making this piece of shit happy? I'm on the fence about this. I'm on the fence about that.
Oh my
well,
God.
you know, don't bring
No,
any beer to your house because you know he'll take it and he'll pass it around to everybody else. No, I'm not bitter.
Drew, I'm just letting out like the three things that kind of have me a little nervous about the movie. That's
Just everything we've talked
I'm
about so far.
everything.
I'm amped as shit about it. No, and it's
I
not
don't like Jason Clarke.
It's
I
not
don't like John Lithgow.
You
I don't
guys-
like Pet Sematary.
Well, you fucking cut. You fucking cut me off before I had a chance to explain about John Lithgow.
well, you
Is
do a
that
lot of talking.
He doesn't talk, and I can't help it, man. It's a podcast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Oh hey guys, we're the
you mean
Terror
we're
Trio.
not just hanging out?
You know what?
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 Oh, you're not going to talk? Oh, that's
That's
fine.
what happens when.
that's
That's what
awesome.
happens when. Yeah. Is
you
it?
see how much me and Drew got out while you were quiet?
You guys just stared
Yeah.
at me.
No,
That was it.
I
Yeah.
started talking and then
Yep.
you popped back
What?
in.
Yep.
Exactly.
John Lithgow doesn't have that thick Maine accent.
What is the freaking Judd didn't have a Maine accent. He sounded like he was a Southern gentleman. That's not Maine.
No, it didn't.
Yeah,
That's Maine.
that's not Maine.
Was that all Maine?
No, it's not.
You need to stop that. We already did that one episode.
One
episode was
did you
enough.
just hear Patty's like this again? We're over
It's
it.
gonna happen
Pat
because
just audibly groaned just now.
It's not just the hangover.
just a heads up. As we go into this movie, I am going to turn my Judd on so hard. For
I'm
this.
aware.
It's Judd and that. Who was the woman that hung herself?
Oh, the what's her name?
The caretaker of the house.
Yeah,
What was her name in the movie?
it started with an M, not Missy. It was
Madeline
Misty?
Meredith.
No.
Myrna.
She talked like Judd.
Myrtle.
Stomach hurts, but it'll pass.
Yeah.
It'll pass. It always does. She talked just like Judd. That's apparently how they talk there.
That's not me.
Well, it's that part of Maine, apparently.
Missy. Her name was Missy.
Missy.
Dandridge.
Missy.
It was an M word.
Her last name was Dandridge in the movie.
Look
I wonder
at
if
that.
that's an homage to
Fright Night.
Jerry. It was
So
the
we-
same year, right? No, never mind.
So we have the movie Pet Sematary. It starts with those, and this is 1989. But and
Great
I
year.
mentioned this in a lot
Such
of
a
cool
good year.
shit came out in that year. 1989
Including me.
is a fantastic year for movies and just like cool shit that happened. Plus, obviously, our horror Delilah was born in 1989.
Yes, but I beg to differ. I think 1988 was the year.
It was the build up to my arrival.
It was still-
There you
It
go.
was the build-up. That's when you were conceived.
No, it was 89
negative.
still.
It was
Really?
still 89. She was born in
Valentine's Day.
November.
I'm a
Yeah.
November baby.
Oh, wait a minute,
Scorpio for people who
Yeah.
So wait,
care
your
about that
birthday's in
shit.
February.
my birthday is in.
She's a Scorpio, so
November.
she's
in November.
very.
Okay, so you're an 89
She's
baby.
a Scorpio, so she's very blunt. She tells it like it is.
I don't. That's not a thing.
That's
she
all I.
does not
That's all
sound
I
like that at
fucking.
all.
No, she doesn't.
Move on.
Pet Sematary. It opens. It opens with the panning shot of the Pet Sematary, and it's the slow. The camera's walking through nice and slow, but it has those opening credits, and we talked about that the '90s credits. I feel
Yeah.
like this is where it kind of started. The bold white with the black outline. The
Yes.
90s horror movie
Just
credits.
90s
Yep.
title credits. Yep.
Yeah. By the way, do you guys, Eugene,
Yes. Micah.
did this get, because you were already paying taxes and stuff in 1989? Did this get? How was the? Did this have like a theatrical release?
It did have a theatrical. It had a huge theatrical release.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, because
It was wide release.
I was a little
Stephen
kid,
King.
but only thing I remember from 1989 was Batman. In theaters, that's like, and Jason Takes Manhattan.
Mhm.
Having that in theaters and not being
Mhm.
allowed to see it. But did you see Pet Sematary in theaters?
I did.
Oh no way!
I did.
That's
It
awesome.
was so good.
Thursday
And
Night
again,
Terror
it
should
was one of
totally do Pet
those-
Cemetery.
They should. Peter, get the let out. Pet Cemetery.
Thursday Night
let out.
Terror.
Thursday Night Terrors. Do it. Yeah. I mean, it was good. It did well as far as I know, because
It
I know
did.
when I went to go see it, it was a packed theater. Again, it was one of those movies that I read about while they were making it in Fangoria magazine and was eagerly anticipating it. And when it came out, I mean, it blew my socks off. So it was good.
Pet Sematary is definitely one of the most unique horror movies ever made.
It is.
Absolutely.
It's
a unique story.
It's so unique and it's so original. And Stephen King wrote this, and he went on to say that while writing it, he was actually scared of it.
Yeah, this was the only novel he wrote that he was afraid of.
So he was so scared of it that he had it all written and everything, and he put it away. He put it like on a shelf, and it was actually his wife that he wasn't going to publish it, because he felt like it was just a little too much. So it was his wife that got it in between probably one of their crazy coke binges. Because in the 80s, Stephen King doesn't remember anything because he was coked out of his fucking gourd.
Nope.
I'm sure his wife was too. She found it, and she read it and convinced him to get it published.
Thank you, Stephen King's wife.
Yeah, thank you
Damn.
for because
Women.
You're the real hero.
Women.
which going on women, Mary Lambert, a woman, directed this movie.
She a bad bitch.
There was somebody else that was supposed to direct it. I forgot who it was.
I don't know.
But then they ended up going with Mary Lambert.
Wise choice.
Absolutely, I agree. And she went on to do Pet Sematary too, starring Ed Furlong and Mr. Krabs.
Ed. Small Ed.
Small Ed Furlong.
Small Ed Furlong.
Not Stay Puft Marshmallow Man Ed.
Oh God, what a piece of shit! How is he still alive?
I have no idea.
Yeah, seriously, he was like the 1990s Corey Feldman, early 90s Corey Feldman. He popped up in a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
he did. He was in like an Aerosmith video.
Yeah.
He was in a movie with Willem Dafoe where they were in prison together.
Yes.
Willem Dafoe prevented him from like getting raped and stuff, and then he escaped. Yeah. Danny Trejo was in that too.
He was.
Yeah, that was what the fuck was that called? The Jungle? Something like. Anyways, that's not what we're talking about.
Fucking Romero was originally set to.
Thank you. I knew it was I knew it was an A-lister.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Look at you over there with the trigger fingers. Pa, pa, pa,
That's
pa.
right. I got this. I guess it was because the filming was delayed. He dropped out,
Oh, okay.
and that's when Romero directed Monkey Shines during that time.
That was a pretty good movie.
88.
You know, I got to think about Monkey Shines though. How the hell was he able to fuck when he was a paraplegic?
Well, if
There's literally
a will,
a sex scene in that movie.
If there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, but
that's right.
I mean, if you're paralyzed, how the hell is your dick getting
You
hard?
could still get a boner
through
and
God,
just not
all
feel
things
it.
are possible. Jot that down.
Duly noted.
Eugene, you mentioned that Pet Sematary did well. It had an $11.5 million budget. The box office, it made $57.5 million.
Yep.
Yeah, so it did do well.
Yeah.
I mean, by today's standards, that's still a win, but I mean that
It made 4 times his budget.
exactly.
Yeah, so that's literally
You know, and now I consider this a cult classic. So it said the movie starts in the showing
You
the Pet
consider
Sematary.
Pet Sematary a cult classic?
Don't you?
No.
No, I would. It's not culty.
Pet Sematary is one of those movies that general audiences do know.
Yeah.
If you talk to anybody, any Tom, Dick, and Harry out there, they know Pet Sematary.
Yeah.
And they know the movie.
It's not like Reanimator.
Everybody says the exact same thing. Same ting?
Same
What the
ting.
fuck? Same
The
ting.
ting goes.
The ting, the tingle.
Oh my God.
No, they all say the same thing. What was the name of the sister?
Zelda.
Zelda.
You took that. You said that as each of us were taking a swig of beer.
But yeah, everybody, all the general audiences, like non-horror or armchair horror fans, they all said Zelda frightened them.
Yeah.
But Pet Sematary is one of those movies that everybody knows about.
Yeah, all right. I actually take it back then.
So,
yeah, you're right. It is kind of a
had
household name.
That creepy painting in her parents' house. I had no idea that was supposed to be young Zelda.
Yeah.
Really?
I didn't know that.
It even had.
I just thought it was a weird painting.
Huh.
It even had the
Seems
cat.
to me.
The gray cat.
The gray
like
cat at
church,
Zelda's
but like
face. Feet.
that makes that just blew my mind right now. 29 years old. I'm still learning shit, ladies
That's
and
crazy.
gentlemen. But like, so that explains why
was Gage dressed as?
He came to his mother that way because that's like her biggest fear was her biggest like everything.
Her biggest fear was
I know,
Zelda.
it's kind of weird.
Zelda,
if it was a picture of young Zelda, yet he was wearing the outfit.
Yeah.
When he stabbed her
where
in the
did
eye.
he get that?
Huh?
He got where did he get that?
He's
He
dead.
got it
Was
from
that
the
just-
local Kmart down the street.
Yeah.
Was that just in her head?
He just
It
came out.
must
He
have-
was
it
like,
could
"I
have
want to
been,
play
I
with
don't know.
you," and they gave him the
Yeah,
outfit.
he had the top hat and the Zelda dress and the
God,
cane.
And he had the walking
painting-
stick.
and
Ugh.
church was there too.
Yeah.
I got something for you, mommy.
You know, babies don't sound like Stitch, right? Back to Stitch, everybody.
That's all I have.
Call back.
I got something for you, mommy.
There we go.
So this movie's 30 years old then.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So the new one's coming out literally 30th anniversary. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really
awesome.
that's
I
really
like
cool
it.
how things are working out like that.
Yeah.
So then we have the Creeds. The Creeds pull up to the house. They start now. This is Lewis Creed and fuck was her name? It just slipped my mind.
The mom.
The short-haired blonde.
Yeah.
Short hair. Which, by the way, the whole movie, the short-haired blonde is unappealing. Was it
Rachel.
Rachel? Damn it! Thank you. Rachel and Lewis, they get out. The kid Ellie gets out. Which, by the way, Ellie was like the
obvious favorite.
the obvious favorite. The Ellie was actually the like the Olsen twins.
Yeah.
There were two of them. There were two
I hated that little girl.
two
Oh my God,
actresses.
the worst.
I
Yeah,
hated
she
that
was
little
annoying
girl.
as
She
shit.
was annoying as fuck.
Well, there was two. They were twins, and they just kept swiping them in and out.
Mhm.
One would get a little antsy, whatever. All right, bring in the other one.
No, they were doubly annoying. Though.
Yeah.
So in the credits, the one has credit for Ellie, and the
Yeah.
other one is called Ellie
Ellie
number 2.
2, yeah.
And they were actually going to do the same thing for Gage. They had like these other twins picked, and they were going to do the same thing. But then Mary Lambert was just like, no, absolutely not. We love this other kid. He's perfect. He was like almost 3.
Yeah.
He was going on 3 years old, and she was so impressed with him that she was like, no, this is it. And I mean, that kid grew up to go on to do Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said he was between like 31 and 33 months at the
Yeah.
time. So
Have you-
almost 3 years old.
Have you seen pictures of him now?
I have.
He looks weird.
He looks nothing like he did as a child. Like
he
most
looks
people,
You're talking about the kid that played Gage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He looks like he's like a lead singer of like a Limp Bizkit cover band.
I mean, at least he's aging better than
Andy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who we love.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh, Alex Vincent?
yeah.
Yeah, he looks fine. He, just
looks
looks like
just
your
like a
run of the
dude.
mill. Yeah, yeah.
I was thinking
He's-
Edward Furlong though, but
oh, okay.
that's like my gauge, no pun intended, for how like terrible actors are aging. Is just like, are we doing like
Are we doing better than Edward Furlong?
exactly like that's the bottom of the barrel, like poor coked out fat Edward Furlong. Like
Life hit him hard.
it
I mean, I
did.
actually just pulled up a picture of Gage, what he looks like. Kind of, I guess this is what he looks like now, but he looks like a down on his luck ex-pro
MMA fighter.
skateboarder.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
dude,
He looks like a
doesn't
douche.
doesn't
does look like a
yeah, he
douche.
looks like such a douche.
Yeah.
that poor kid.
He does. He is the guy that still yells out Jaeger bombs at the bar.
Fucking sluts.
Yeah, Jaeger bombs. Like, bro, it's 2019. That video
Hey,
was
what's
like
up,
20
girl?
years old.
Oh yeah, whatever. Fucking slut.
Yeah, fucking slut.
I guess that was like Pet Sematary was like his claim to fame because he ended up doing a movie with Bruce Willis, that Mercury Rising
Oh yeah.
movie, and then
He was in
that's
that?
it. Yeah, yeah, he was the kid in that.
Wes Craven's New Nightmare. He did a few other things. here
Yeah,
and
he
there.
And he
did,
was in
but
Full House, wasn't he?
Holy shit!
he was-
also in Kindergarten
Yeah.
Cop.
Yes. Yeah.
1990 Kindergarten Cup. I forgot
Girls
about
have
that.
boys have
Boys
penises.
have
Girls
penises,
have
girls have
vaginas.
vaginas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we figured out that this kid was in other stuff. The guy that played Lewis Creed, what the fuck else was he in?
I don't really. I
He
think
was hold on because he looked familiar. I remember when I saw him in the movie. I thought maybe he was like on a fucking soap opera or something because he looks like a soap.
He looks like
opera
a soap opera. He has got a soap opera
Yeah.
thing going on.
it's just a
But-
lot of like I'm seeing. Oh, he was in the Crow Salvation. Good for him.
Buh.
Oh god.
Yeah, a lot
damn,
of
that
like
movie
random
sucked.
shows. He's in a couple episodes. There's nothing really.
He
like,
probably popped up in like an
rom-coms.
episode of The Highlander or
He
something.
wasn't. Yeah, he
Yeah.
wasn't anything of any merit. I mean, I think
Some
Pet
of these-
Sematary was like his
yeah.
biggest thing.
Some of these seem like he was like a regular recurring character, but not big enough to be like a star. Just someone
Yeah.
that's like on the sidelines, kind of. But
Either way, Lewis and Rachel were god awful parents because they ran to their daughter that fell out of a swing set
oh my god,
and
A
they
tire
left
swing.
tire swing and they left their fucking baby, their infant, like up by the car, which is by the road.
Hot road.
So the kid wanders off to the road.
Well, the
but,
best
like,
part is like the Rachel literally jumps over Gage to run to Ellie, and then while
does.
they
Yeah,
hear the
yeah.
trucks coming, and she's like, "Where's Gage? Like, bitch, you almost kicked him in the face as you were
Yeah,
running
you
away."
almost punted him.
Yeah,
like, literally.
So first
Again,
off,
clear favorite child.
Gage was just like
He was
Ga-
doomed from the
Firstborn.
start.
Firstborn.
Yeah, Gage
Firstborn's
was
always a
on-
favorite.
borrowed time. He was on borrowed time. All right.
They probably like gave him forks to play with and things like that. Like,
They were the parents
an
that
electrical socket.
didn't
Yeah.
cover their outlets.
yeah. Instead of like whiskey on the gums while he was teething, they just gave him a bottle of whiskey and we're like, here, okay. Like,
You have this moonshine.
yeah.
So he wanders up to the road, which there's a factory or a loading thing miles away where the trucks just zoom down this road. Who's there to save the day?
Fast as fuck too,
Fast as
Yeah.
fuck, man.
and hard.
Yeah.
Fast and hard and deep.
Pet Sematary 2, Fast, Hard, Deep.
That's Pet Sematary 3,
Oh,
sweetie.
sorry.
Starring Keanu Reeves. So,
And Edward Furlong.
Or Jason Patrick
Yeah.
Jason-
with his receding hairline.
who saves the day? Well,
Herman Munster.
who saves that
Herman-
day?
yeah.
Herman
Whoa.
Munster.
Herman Munster.
Fred Gwynn. I say his
The
last name
man.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Just the first thing he says when he scoops him up, not on that road.
Yeah.
I
He-
love him so much.
I do
He's so
too.
good.
He died like 3 years after
yeah.
this. He went on to do
Was it 3 years after?
well, 4. He died in 93.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I mean, the guy had a hell of a career. And also he wasn't
Iconic.
gray. He dyed his hair white like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, you know how much damage that bleach does to your hair?
That's why he died in 93.
That's
he could
why.
have. He could still be with us.
So he died in 93 because he dyed his hair for Pet
Because he
Sematary.
died
Yep.
in 89.
That is fucked up.
That's not the reason why he died, but
Well, yeah, obviously.
this was the moment that Lewis Creed knew that Judd Crandall could come over whenever he wanted and like
Yeah.
do anything with them. Like Lewis, now I remind you, I saved your son. Like-
Pretty much, like it was without saying, but
Yeah.
but they became buddies, and I
They did.
I kind of wish, like,
did.
I know they can't put everything. Like, I like the book because Judd and his wife lived across the street,
Yeah.
and his wife, like, they explained her as like this little frail old lady,
Mhm.
and like Creed being the doctor would like go over and he was she was this really sweet old lady, and I feel like she would have been a cute character to have, but she was like one of the people because he was like a doctor and he's so used to people like not like they talk to him and be like, oh, I have like this ache, like mention it casually, and he'd like kind of roll his eyes and know like, all right, they want me to look at it, whatever, but like
Yep.
she was just like frail with her arthritis and it
Mhm.
was so bad and they like never said anything about it, so he
Yep.
ended up like going out of his way, so it kind of showed like he was kind of a dick in the movie. Like in the book, he was a sweeter.
Lewis?
Yeah, in the book,
Yeah.
I feel like he was a little sweeter. In the movie, he was like always grumpy. Like he snapped on Rachel for like everything. Like he was high strung. He was very. I mean, obviously he was stressed. Like he had to move his family from Chicago.
Chicago.
Yeah, to this little podunk town in Maine.
Mhm.
But I mean, I kind of like that book version. I would have liked to see who they would have cast
Bruce Campbell.
as the wife.
As a
Oh,
wife.
wait.
I just married to Judd. Like, could
Having
you
a Steve Weiss
sorry.
Bruce Campbell in a wig, like kissing Judd on the cheek?
He
I'd
just
watch
says,
that.
You just
I
keep
would
saying
watch the
groovy.
shit out of that.
Old frail in the
Let's
walker.
talk about how long. How long do you think Judd was living in that house?
Ever.
Ever.
Forever.
Yeah, because that was
Okay.
his mother's house.
And he was living there, and yeah, he grew up there
Yep.
and
Yep.
everything. You would think with all those fucking trucks going up and down the goddamn road,
You'd have a
at
sign that said, "Slow down."
Yes.
Yeah.
Slow down, fucker. Something.
You ever see the it was like a viral video. This old lady held out because like people were driving down her street too much, like too fast.
Yeah.
So she just stand outside of her house holding a hairdryer, pretending it was a radar gun, and it worked. Like people
Did it
were
really?
actually slowing down. Like
That's
imagine
funny.
Judd doing that.
Oh
Holy
my God.
shit.
Yeah.
I
That was a
got
real
you.
thing. Yeah. People were
I
just
got
like,
you.
oh shit, because like they just saw from
got
a
you
distance
there.
like this old lady
Got you
holding
there.
something. Got
Slow
you.
down.
Got you there. Wife doesn't like when I use this out here. This Con Air costs a lot of money. It's either this or a straightener.
No, I do. I love
bleached
Judd's
my hair.
character.
Can you imagine like Judd narrating his life like he like wakes up and just like man wakes up in the morning tired.
Todd.
Man sleeps hard. Gets out of bed, puts his slippers on.
We're
That would
sorry,
put me to
Pat.
sleep.
We're so sorry, Pat.
Yeah, yeah. You know, Pat's rolling his eyes right now.
Where
Pat's
wakes
asleep.
up, I fry some spam, fry some eggs, read the paper. There's a part in the movie where Judd is actually like reading the paper, and what's holding the newspaper up is an open can of Spam, and he's eating like a sandwich that he's putting together in his mouth. It's like he has the bread there.
Like Danny DeVito, and it's always sunny.
That's exactly. He has like the deli meat.
Yep.
He has a slice of bread next to it and a pickle, and he's taking bites of each and like
This makes me
chewing
love
it
him
in his,
so much.
chewing it in his mouth. Yeah. Which kind of reminded me of like my grandpa, because he was kind of like that too, with like some rye bread, sardines, and then like some like a freaking
God,
like
Russian
piece of
food
bread.
is disgusting.
Yeah, it is.
Russian food?
Yeah.
For the most
It's
part.
so fucking gross.
He ate this shit. My grandpa ate this shit called prushkia, which is just like
Who?
Prushkia. My grandpa ate it. It was like gelled cubes of pig fat, and inside of it was chunks of pig's feet.
Maybe he should have eaten Spam like Judd.
There you go.
Mm,
Don't knock the Spam.
don't
knock
knock
spam.
spam. I love Spam. I do occasionally get a craving for Spam. So Judd saves the kid. And some time goes by and stuff like that. He sorry.
Stop
Judd,
laughing because I'm dabbing my beer.
Judd, did you dab? I dabbed.
I dabbed.
So Judd explains like, the path. Ellie's like, I see a path. He's like, oh yeah, long story about that. Tell you sometime after you get situated, take you down there. And that's where like later on, like when they go to Judd takes him to the pet
Yeah.
cemetery. Rachel was a complete bitch to
She
Judd.
was, but
Yeah.
like, I mean, first off, I like how they put the tire swing back up. We noted that yesterday. Like, this almost broke our child's
put
leg.
this
We're gonna put it
death trap back up.
Yeah. Again, A1
I never noticed
parenting. Good job, Creeds.
Yeah. Either it was a continuity thing, like they
Yeah.
like went back and filmed like or that tire. Well, anyways, yeah.
Yeah, but it was just like she was so mean to him. He's like the sweet, but then again, like people are weird when talking to their kids about death. So I can kind of see and especially like when you learn more about her story as like a child, like it makes more sense. But at first, like you're just like, wow, she's being a fucking cunt for no reason.
Yeah.
Like,
Judd
this-
still didn't deserve that.
No, I know, but like she definitely projected all of her shit onto him. But still, it was just like he's just trying to like tell stuff to the kids, and he's being like nice about it. Like he's not like, yep, they die and nothing happens, and then like you're gonna die someday too, finger gun. Like it was just very like
No, he has
Pew, pew.
he has the talk with Ellie, like
yeah,
you know what a graveyard is? Place where the dead speak.
yeah,
No, they stone speak.
yeah.
This is a place of rest.
I know she looks so scared, but
Yeah.
it was good. I feel like I don't know. He would if I had kids and some random person had the death talk with them. I'd want it to be Judd.
I agree. And you looked
Especially
the
that
look of
kind.
surprise on his face too when the wife snapped at him.
Yeah, like he was.
He's
She
like,
was
"What the
so
fuck?"
mean.
Lois, come at your wife. She's being a real bitch. Probably that time of the month.
Oh my god.
Take her upstairs, else I'm gonna
Yeah.
slap her.
But then of course,
Wolves
like,
here, they smell it.
I'll backhand that bitch.
are you guys good?
Yeah.
Fine, thank you.
Well, like Ellie kind of becomes obsessed with death after that, and so like they're at the breakfast table the next morning. She's like, or even at that night, like she's bringing up how like she doesn't want church to die, and then the next day she brings it up again.
She has a lot of premonitions.
She does, yeah,
She was originally supposed to be a psychic.
yeah, but they didn't really bring that about in the movie at all. Like they didn't really explain why, but then again, like it just could have been part of being there, and I don't know. They didn't really explain it. They just had like Ellie knew shit. Ellie knew shit that was gonna happen.
They had no scenes with her and Pascal,
No.
but who is the runner that
Pascal.
gets the runner that got killed that Lewis tries to save.
in
But
incredibly short shorts.
Super short shorts.
Yeah.
those, if you look, those were originally sweatpants because
Big.
one is longer than the other. That was like a thing in the 80s to like turn like pants into shorts.
Sure.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Come on, man.
I don't know. I never turned my pants into shorts.
You never turn your sweatpants into
No.
like plum smugglers?
No.
No?
No.
Nope,
Alright.
just you, kid.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
shit.
you.
All right. Well, I as a kid that age, I always wore like those terry cloth ones. So
Anyway.
enough about me.
But like, yeah, he says an hour later.
You know what we did do in the 80s is when we wore sweatpants. Like I used to rock sweatpants all the time.
With the shorts over top of it.
What?
No.
No?
Would
The
you let him finish?
fuck?
Stop talking.
No. Thank you.
Continue.
I wanted to call
No, put the one leg up and the one leg down. with the
Oh
sweatpants.
yeah,
That was
went
an
up to the
80s
That was
knee.
that
and
was a
then-
thing in the 80s. Yeah.
That was a
Yeah.
90s
No,
thing.
no, that was the thing in the 80s.
LL Cool J did that
Yes, he
He
did.
did.
in the 90s.
Yeah.
In the 80s.
I'm not gonna fight with you on that because you lived it. So
Yes, thank you.
yeah,
And I look like LL Cool J, so
True life.
yeah,
So that makes him an expert.
I don't
That's
consider
right.
this a comeback. So
that's fine.
or I don't
Been here
call
for
it a comeback.
years.
Whatever.
Oh God, you just fucked that up.
I
Clown
did
Boy.
fuck it up. All right. So yeah, Ellie was supposed to be a psychic.
Yeah.
So they.
They didn't really bring it up, but they still like this was like another Lewis irritability thing. Like he, she promises that like she makes him promise that church like is gonna be okay because he's got to take him to get spayed. Because Judd even told him like right when in the beginning that he should probably get the cat spayed because they wander into the road when
affects
that
cat don't
happens.
wander.
Yeah, so he's going to take the cat to get spayed. And I love how she said he's going to get his balls chopped off or something like that. And it turns out like Missy, the caretaker, like taught her that phrase. And
Thanks for telling my daughter this
Yeah.
colorful language.
I know.
She
Oh, that's right. Because she sees him. She sees Lewis out in the car.
Yeah, and she
Is he
says
gonna
the
do
same
that?
thing.
And then she, with the finger, she does
Yeah.
the scissors. He's like, "Yeah, thanks. Thanks
Yeah,
for teaching my
I
daughter that." You
I
bitch.
love I love how her response to that was just like, "Don't mention it."
Yeah,
Sorry,
just
that
like-
was too John. Don't mention that.
Yeah, there you go. Just extremely like did not get the sarcasm
Didn't get
at
it
all.
at
Like,
all.
please
No,
don't call
no.
them balls to my child. She's just like, yep, no problem. Like that little
No, she-
token was free. But he got like super mad at Rachel because like Rachel made him promise that the cat was going to be okay, even though
Yep.
obviously as a
Yep.
doctor he knows that anyone going under anesthesia is not
It's a
guaranteed.
crapshoot.
Exactly. Like I mean, like you said, 9 times out of 10 it's fine, but there's that one time.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, but he got like super mad at her for that, and he was really grumpy. But then he
stormed
lightened
off.
up a little bit.
Well, because she ran out and was
Yeah.
like, "Hey, doc, still friends?"
yeah.
And he's like, "Ah, shit."
Fine.
Ah,
I'll be back
shit.
later. Just suck my dick.
Look, man. Now his wife. Now I mentioned I at the beginning of this we started talking. The first time you see her, she's wearing like a sundress, and like
Mhm.
when you look closely, man, she's got a good body on her.
She's
Yeah.
a hottie.
She's got a real good body.
She
The
was.
rest of the movie, she's in like these weird frumpy outfits with
Yeah.
giant shoulder pads.
The
Yeah.
nightgown with the shoulder pads
Yeah.
was
Fucking
the best.
pink nightgown with shoulder pads.
Was that? I mean, I know they put shoulder pads and things, but I didn't know it was like every single piece of women's apparel, like shoulder pad, tank top, shoulder pads. Like, it was
I
very
forgot
excessive.
her name, but I mean, if you remember, that was actually when that came out. Was Star Trek: The Next Generation was already out, right? It was already airing on TV.
in '89? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
when
it
Denise
was.
Crosby.
It was Denise Crosby. That's what it was. Yep, exactly.
Yeah, her in
She,
that tight.
She was Lieutenant Tasha Yar
Mhm.
on Star Trek. Ended up having sex with Data.
Yes.
So yeah, but I mean, the suit that she was
made
wearing had
Data
like some
feel
shoulder
things.
pads. She did. He like fell in love with her and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, she's also actually a little tidbit of information. She was, if you watch The Walking Dead, she was on The Walking Dead too for like 2 episodes. She was
Was
one
she
of the
really?
cannibals
What
from
episode?
Terminus.
Oh, we
we
didn't-
stopped watching at that point.
Oh, you stopped watching at that
Yeah.
point? Yeah. So yeah, she was one of the cannibals from Terminus.
Good for her.
How
She did not age well.
Oh, really?
Oh, buzzkill. She seemed like she would.
You know,
She had a very like young face, even though. So I thought
not
that,
everybody can be Barbara Crampton.
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
too. Fuck. But yeah, so then that was also Lewis's first day of work, and on his first day is when they bring in Victor Pascow, who died as he was running and got hit by a truck, because that's literally
course.
the only way people die in Maine.
That's it.
that and
That's
by
it.
bringing
That's
their
it.
loved ones back from the dead.
Fucking
There's 2
trucks don't
ways.
give a shit in
Trucks.
Maine.
Nope.
Trucks don't care, man. They just blast Ramones,
Yep.
and all they think about is getting to like their next stop so they could unload and then take a nice little nap at a gas station and get blowjobs from lot
That's
lizards.
it. Yep.
right.
Yeah.
Yep. Truck stop hookers.
Yeah, a 300-pound lot lizard with no teeth.
There
like,
you go.
No, wait, no.
$5
no.
Mickey
No,
Hollow.
those girls aren't Those girls are like 90 pounds.
yeah.
Yeah, with no
Those are
teeth.
the opposite.
Yeah,
Ew.
they're just like, you want your dick sucked?
Yeah, sure.
You came down this road.
Here we go.
I saw you come down that road.
Oh my god, and his impressions.
Yeah.
But did you know
Stop
that
it.
if you look in the background of Victor Pascow being carried in, there's a rabies poster with Cujo on it.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck, I never noticed that.
I know.
Yeah, that's
Nice
a
little
nice
Easter egg.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they also actually I do remember this. They brought it up in the novel. He's talking about like Judd starts talking about a dog that went wild in town, and that's also a little nod to Cujo as well. Like he's
Yes.
basically just describing the plot line of Cujo.
in the actual movie
See,
though,
I never put that connection together.
with Cujo.
Okay, yeah.
Stephen King always has his books kind of intertwined somehow. And
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Stephen King is like one of the originators.
he's the
of,
original
like a
MCU.
shared, shared universe type guys.
Yeah.
The
original MCU.
He also, when I know Judd mentions that in the book about the dog, Judd's talking about it. He's like, say that there, Ellie. That's my dog Spot.
Yeah.
Spot was the name of the dog from the Munsters.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that. Oh my god, I totally forgot.
Yeah, isn't that kind of cool?
That's
He
so
was just talking
cute.
about when he was younger and he had Spot. So yeah,
Oh,
that was the
just made
dog.
me a
That was the
little
dog from the
sad.
Munsters. I
Oh,
know, right?
Oh, Fred
Spot
Gwynn.
dog. I know. He was such a wonderful person.
He was.
Judd is the greatest character ever.
He is.
Oh my
He is.
god. It's just everything he says. South Park
Oh
even
my
brought him in for a few episodes. Well, not actually
I was gonna say,
Fred.
yeah.
Yeah.
but just Judd. There's I remember the one episode where they're worried about like the UPS man having sex with everyone's wife.
Because Stan's
town.
mom and dad have like a role play with the UPS guy, so not, but they
It
overheard
was
like the kids talking.
Kyle's mom.
Oh,
and dad.
Kyle's mom and
Yeah.
dad, that's right. And so they're all like, the kids are talking about it because they thought it was like the real UPS man, and then the adults overhear the conversation. So
Randy
they get
Marsh overheard and
So they all
tells-
get all worried, and then in the bar, like everything gets quiet, and it's Judd. Like, sitting there. He's even like in his overalls and everything, like trying to warn them about.
He has a hat sitting on the table.
Yep.
And he just goes, "See, there comes a time when a man got greedy. He decided he didn't want to go to the store to get a pint of milk. You have it delivered to him. Well, came with a price."
And they start talking about the milkman fucking their wives. So then he likened it to the UPS. So it was the whole
That's
thing.
awesome.
But the best was like him leaving, and he like puts his hat on, and he's still just like talking as Judd, and it's
Well, now the milkman's back.
yep.
You got your Amazon, but none of you all saved.
Oh my god,
That's funny.
I just God, Judd is so good. But I guess they were saying Victor Pascal's makeup was so good that nobody would sit near him during lunch breaks and stuff like that while filming the
Listen,
movie.
when I used to like read through like the Fangoria magazine and they showed pictures of Victor Pascal with like his brain
Oh,
showed
yeah.
and his scalp
It's so good.
sliced. It was so good, and also it was scary looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not knowing where in the story he was going to fit in. Like you
Mhm.
thought like maybe with like the marketing and the poster and everything, like he was prominently on the poster.
Yeah.
It was a Pet Sematary and there was him.
Yep.
You thought like maybe he was going to be the villain.
Yeah.
Or whatever. He ends up being like the sweetest character.
Oh my god, the
Yeah.
best
In the
person.
movie.
The only one
I'm
with
looking
any fucking
next
sense.
to next to Judd.
Yeah.
I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to Pascal in this new one.
He's a black guy this
he's
time.
a black guy this time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
A little diversity.
They're allowed in Maine now.
Oh my god. It's the North. They've always been allowed.
Times have changed, man.
Times are changing.
Oh,
Oh
come
my
on.
God.
That area is like is like the tennis. I don't know. Anyways, I don't know. How I was getting at with that.
The one thing that I'm noticing from the trailer for the Mew movie for the remake
Yeah.
is I don't know, is Gage going to be the one that's going to be coming back and murdering everybody, or
like
is
it's
it the
Ellie.
daughter?
It looks like it's gonna be Ellie.
Yeah.
Because now they kind of fucked up. Well, they fucked me up because they came out with a new trailer, and the new trailer now looks like it's Gage.
Yeah. Oh,
The trailer
really?
before that looked like it was going to be Ellie. Now the other trailer looked like it's Gage, or maybe it's both of them. I don't know.
Damn ambiguous children.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that they're not going to do a faithful shot-for-shot recreation of the first movie. So
No,
they're gonna throw a
yeah.
fucking twist in there. I don't know what the twist is though.
Yeah.
We'll just gonna have to wait and see.
We shall
man.
see.
When we see this, we are gonna fucking go.
I mean,
in hard.
honestly, I like what they threw in there with the creepy kids with the animal masks, with the furry animal masks and shit.
I
with
think
the
they're
drum.
gonna do a lot of like the
the actual
like prequel stuff, kind of like a lot of backstory
explain
to it.
more
Yeah, yeah.
about the actual
I'm
burial
actually
ground.
really looking forward to that. Like
Yeah.
I like, and we've discussed this before, where we like the not needing a reason for everything, not
Mhm.
needing it cheeses it up when they go into detail about what's going on and how are we going to solve this blah
Yeah.
blah blah.
Yeah.
But and I like that, but I'm also I'm looking forward to seeing where they're taking this one in terms of like the
Just
children.
a little
from
more
before.
backstory.
Yeah.
Well, it
I
was
know.
the original screenplay. It was there was supposed to be a creature in it, a Wendigo, which was or Wendigo, whatever,
Mhm.
however you pronounce it. which is a Native American creature that lives in the woods.
Yep.
That was originally Wendigos were originally human. It's something about like they end up eating flesh. The lore of the Wendigo actually kind of but it has something to do with like you end up eating flesh and then you get bit by a Wendigo and then you turn into a Wendigo, something along those lines.
I mean, you eat flesh first, so you're a cannibal first, and then you get bitten by a Wendigo.
Eat flesh first. Yeah,
that sounds like a long fucking process,
dude. I played this video game called Until Dawn that was all about Wendigo and stuff, and like this chick in there got bit by a Wendigo. They thought she was going to turn into one. Turns out, after reading up on the lore, you had to actually taste human flesh first.
That's weird.
Yeah, there's a whole lot to it. But
there is a lot to the Wendigo.
So basically, a Wendigo is a Native American version of Bigfoot.
That's a lot scarier.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and isn't timid.
Yeah.
Wendigos actually fuck you up.
The funny thing is that every time I hear Wendigo and I think of a Wendigo, I think of the monster from Empire Strikes Back that beats on Luke Skywalker.
Oh god,
the ice monster.
Yeah,
that's what I see. Or from the Frosty the Snowman.
I saw a very
cartoon.
shitty early 2000s movie.
Yeah,
the Wampa.
Wampa.
Yes.
I saw a very shitty early 2000s movie called Wendigo, and it was one of those like in the woods type thing. I was very young when I saw it, so I don't remember a whole lot of it, but it was really bad. But then the next time I'd heard of them before, and I like was kind of into them because I was curious. I love forest monsters, like it's kind of a thing. So then when Supernatural, their second episode, had a Wendigo in it, it was awesome.
Scary.
It was so scary.
Yeah.
It was really good, but actually a pretty scary lore anyway. So yeah, I know they mentioned it in the book, but then they kind of alluded to it a little bit in the movie, like when they're walking through the woods and like they hear something large knock down a tree, and then Judd, when he first takes Lewis to go up to the burial ground, there's like a loud crash deep in the forest, and it's followed by like, I guess the howl sounds kind of like feminine. So Judd's just like, oh, it's just a loon, but like you can tell he doesn't believe it either. So they kind of like Easter egged it a little bit, just kind of like, here you go, guys. But that's really all that they had with it, because they wanted to focus more on burial ground. This is what we're really
I wonder if
about.
it's going to be in this one.
Oh, maybe.
We shall see.
That would be really that would be a nice twist, because it's not revealing anything in the trailers. I would like. It's the one thing, like, there hasn't really been a good horror movie with a Wendigo. Like,
I don't think that this is the place for it. I'm
agree.
like, while it would be neat, I hope that they don't go that route, because
it would take it away from the original, though. That's for sure. It'll separate it.
I would, but it would also take away from the Pet Sematary, which is the focal point of the movie.
Yes.
It's not, you're not just worried about these. I mean, so it's not the cemetery, it's the forest itself that is haunted. And, it's just not really I don't know. It's just too much. I think that there's too much going on with it. It should be just the Pet Sematary. That's it. No more.
Let's fast forward to when Gage is in the arms of Lewis, and he's walking through the woods, and he gets to the part where there's like those rocks that look like perfect squares that he's climbing up on. Now down by the there's that pile of rock. You hear the loud noise, and then the face comes out of the rocks, and it's bloody, and it's kind of green and slimy. Whose face is that?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell.
Who knows?
It kind of looked. It wasn't Pascal.
No.
Because Pascal was with Rachel, trying to get her from Chicago back to Maine to prevent this. But of course, like the force of what? Yeah, there's Miller High Lifes, man. Shit.
Damn, Steve Austin.
I'm buzzed.
I was gonna say, Tim, that threw you off. That
seriously. So like, whose face was that?
Who knows?
But it kind of looked like his father-in-law's, Rachel's dad, who ended up.
Did it?
I don't think so.
I felt like it kind of did.
No, I think if anything, it looked more.
Was it supposed to be Judd?
I thought it looked kind of Lewisy
himself, like a premonition, like, dude, you're gonna die.
Yeah,
I thought maybe it was his wife, because at the very end he takes her back and she ends up.
But like half her face is missing at the end of the movie.
True.
And like her face
just the
wasn't
eye
missing
part
in
where Gage,
which looked awesome.
Such a good gag. Oh my god.
The pus is coming out of her eye.
Yes, he's kissing her
out with her.
The makeup and effects in this movie are so good.
So good.
No one really brings up the effects in this movie.
I know, and it's kind of a shame. Because
really, they don't. You got Zelda. You got Denise Crosby's eye thing. You got even Gage. You got What else? What Pascal? Like, yeah. Dirty Church.
Dirty Church. Yeah. Yeah, they're all, and it's, again, all practical. Like, that's cool
Yeah.
as shit.
Yep. You can never go wrong with practical effects.
No.
Ever.
That's right. 80s movies, man. Fucking 80s.
80s movies.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I like. Oh shit! I don't know where I was going with this.
Wow, man.
No. But yeah,
All
so
right.
they
Well,
kind of.
I guess we're never drinking again while we're recording an episode.
No.
Mike is never
This is great.
drinking
I
again.
actually, I just got sidetracked. That's all.
Yeah, that happens when you're
That's
sober.
Judd's. I mentioned this to Drew because it's still fresh in our heads because we watched it last night.
Yeah.
Would you consider Judd? Now, Judd is a very likable character. He's a great guy. He saved Gage at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Would you consider Judd the bad guy in this movie?
Judd's 100% the bad guy because Judd's the one that introduced Lewis to the Pet Cemetery.
Which is the
If he
reason
would
why
have never
Gage
introduced him,
died.
then none of this would have ever happened.
Yes. Now, I feel like Judd was just like this kind of like bored, lonely old man, no
Mhm.
neighbors, anything.
Hey,
And
wanted
like
a friend.
finally he gets neighbors and like he like has this whole like I saved their kid, like finally I got like a younger guy I could have.
No, I don't think he
I don't
saved their
think
kid
that-
on purpose.
yeah.
Not
like,
on purpose,
well,
but
I
that
mean,
was
yes,
like
on
his,
purpose,
that
but
was
not
his
just
like
to.
shoe-in, right? Like that was like
I think he just saw a child getting near the road when trucks were coming. He's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, someone should probably
Yeah,
stop
he
him
almost
because their
made him-
parents are with the
an-
favorite."
He's an unwitting instigator of doom.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, he does.
Thanks, Pat.
They never actually like when right after Gage dies. Like they never really show Lewis really thinking like of the Pet Cemetery at all until like Judd comes in and goes, "Now I know what you're thinking," and starts
Yeah.
talking about it. It's like
Yeah.
maybe he wasn't thinking
wasn't
about
fucking
that,
thinking.
and you should
Now he
probably not
is.
exactly.
Like, God
like,
damn it.
Shit, Judd, that's a great idea.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
especially since like when Lewis had asked earlier if anybody had buried people
When
there.
Judd knocks over like 10 bottles,
I know.
his innocent surprise.
but it, like
Good
that
God, no.
over.
Oh God, no! Why would I want
Yeah.
to do that?
Although you know what, this talks to Fred Gwynn's performance. Am I the only one that almost cries every time he cries? That he feels so bad.
When he slams his fist on the table.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's such a good actor.
Oh my
Yes.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could just tell like he's crying and his eyes. It's like real and
He had the
nobody
whole.
wants to see Herman
it was
Munster cry.
It was guilt.
Yeah, it was guilt.
He said that he was responsible for the death of your son because I introduced you to the power. Which before that,
Yes.
when after he buried Church, when he's on the phone with his family, and he's talking to Ellie. Ellie does the whole like, "Are you sure Church is okay?" You know, like that, like over and over. And then when Gage gets on the phone, "Hi, Daddy, I love you."
Yeah.
Mhm.
And Lewis is just sitting there with the phone to his
Staring,
ear,
yeah.
staring off.
Yeah.
Well, his poor child is trying to tell him he loves
Yeah.
him. The
Daddy,
neglected
I love
son.
you.
You dick.
Yeah.
You dick doctor.
So that right
Dick
there was kind of a premonition that, all right, let's go to where Gage dies.
Yeah,
So
I feel like he
there-
cares more about Gage after he dies than he ever did in his life.
All right, man. like,
Fair enough.
Yeah.
like this kid was already on like we said before, he was already on borrowed time.
Yeah.
They're all hanging out at the picnic. I'm sure it's one of those things like it was a nice family picnic in like the backyard. Judd saw them out there because Judd's always on his porch and like,
Always.
well,
I'm sure
looks
they
like
invited him over.
looks like the Creeds are over there having a good time. Like I'll bring my jar of pickles, some spam, maybe some beer.
Call that a party.
Well, Lewis doesn't like to drink out of glass like
I am
me.
definitely not listening to this episode when it airs. I'm so sick of this impression.
Yeah. That's the bad part about when we agreed to
Jesus
do Pet Cemetery.
Christ.
We
All right,
really
it's-
didn't think of the repercussions.
It's over. It's over. All
Thank
right.
you.
So like,
Look, you see the shadow of Pat. Look, he's got his
just
head
throwing his
in his
arms up
hand,
in it.
just like the thinking man, drinking a beer. Look at him. Just like, God damn it. He needs to stop
All right,
this
all right,
shit.
all right. I'm done with the Judd impression. I'm
Thank
so
God.
sorry.
Pat, no, you're not.
So they're all hanging out. They're having a good time, but they're flying a kite and stuff. Lewis is flying the kite. Judd goes, "Can I do it?"
No.
No.
Just say what he says.
Judd is like, "Go ahead, take the baby." So they're flying the kite and stuff. Like Gage is like, "Oh no, I dropped it." But then Lewis has that whole like, ha ha ha, and turns and stares at his family, which feels like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, the kid is like, and it's like they're a mile away from the road.
That
So
was like my biggest, like, I've said this a billion times. I hate how far, like, set back everything is. And then this little 3-year-old somehow is outrunning a grown ass man. I've chased plenty of toddlers. I know how fucking fast they go, and I know how easy it is.
Yeah,
Mind
Drew.
your
Why are
goddamn
you
business.
chasing toddlers?
Because the candy didn't work.
Oh my god!
Get in the van. Get in the van.
I have nieces and nephews who run like little assholes. So, like, I know how fast kids go, and I know how easy it is to catch up with them. It is not hard, and especially in uneven ground. Kids can't run. They can barely walk without bumping into shit. And
Yeah, their motor skills aren't
Creed
fully
white
functioning.
girls it so hard and falls while he's chasing.
Yeah,
I'm like,
Gage is a mistake to begin with. You know he's a
obviously.
mistake. They were one and done. You know after Gage was when Rachel got pregnant,
They had that oopsie
Gage was
daisy.
like Lewis was like, thought you were on the pill, Rachel, and like tried talking to abortion, and she ended up having it anyways, or probably told him like maybe it was one of those like weird pregnancies where like she was 6 months pregnant and then just went, oh shit, I'm pregnant, you know, where it was like too
I
late.
thought I was gaining weight.
Yeah, one of those deals.
one
like,
of those women who gives like birth on the toilet.
Yes.
oh god, how is that?
I know somebody who did that.
Ew.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna have to talk about this after.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
need,
yeah.
yeah, we're gonna need backstory. But anyway,
yeah. So like you said, like Lewis like is running after him and then like drops. It's almost like when like the heel is getting pen in wrestling, where like the heel's getting pinned like 1, 2, 3, and like the manager like tries to like dive in to stop the ref, but he's just too late.
Yeah.
It was like that. And how does Gage come back from the dead looking fine? Like that was a big
Looking perfect. All he had was like a
that
scar
cut
on his forehead.
head, like yeah, there's no way.
That fucking truck creamed him.
yeah,
that's a
the
damn-
blood,
Should have disintegrated him.
the
Dude,
blood that went everywhere.
If anything from Bride of Chucky told you, when you get hit by a
Yeah.
semi truck, you explode into
explode.
pieces.
that or that's a hardy baby.
It's a hardy baby.
That's a hardy kid right
You
there.
can tell he ate his Gerbers.
Eat your veggies, kids.
God damn
But
it.
yeah, after that, oh my god, the fight at the funeral
That
Oh,
was
God.
with his father-in-law.
Killer of children.
And he decks him.
Oh,
my
awesome.
God.
Not only did he deck him, but he started kicking the shit out
Yeah,
of him.
yeah. Hell yeah. It's all your fault, you
That
fucker.
random dude that pops up, it's your son's funeral.
Get a hold of yourself.
Yeah.
Get a like. Sorry, Stan. You've been a great part of this family for years. Like,
What is it? What's his name from Rick and Morty? Oh, that like they have the sorry you didn't have any bad memories of me, bad.
Mr. Poopy Butthole.
Poopy Butthole.
There's a poopy butthole.
He's just been there the whole time, but you've
Yeah.
never seen him before.
Oh my god! Anytime we watch Pet Sematary now, that's gonna be Mr. Poopy Butthole in my head.
Yep.
Yeah, like ooh wee, Lewis, calm down. It's your son's funeral. Ooh wee.
You know that actor, he got his SAG card off of that one line.
Oh, hell
Goddamn
yeah.
right he did.
Yeah, he
Oh,
did.
Goddamn
hell
right.
yeah.
He went to conventions. Did you see that?
Yeah, he did.
See that mustache on him? Oh man,
Yeah.
he gave out so many mustache rides.
Ooh.
Oh, that was
Nice and frothy.
yeah.
I hate it.
There's a new bar on Military called Froth, and all I think about is
That
this.
is not appetizing.
No, it's not, because it's
No.
like that's like a yeast infection, man. That's
Oh my god. Enough. Continue on with Pet Sematary.
Yeah, Pet Sematary.
okay. So zombie. Let's talk about Zombie Gage for a little bit, because like. Hey, yes, it's terrifying, but when you like first watch it, but then when you look back and watch it, like this kid is like 20 pounds. How can you not just like punt it across the room? But
Yeah.
there's a scene where he's and you go ahead and take this.
Are we talking about the attic?
Oh yeah,
Where he's like in the attic. Well, I guess because they were saying people were worried about like the movie affecting Gage like as a kid,
Yeah.
but they had like dolls,
Yep.
which you can clearly tell.
You can clear, yeah.
And just the part where he like Superman's down from the
Yeah, he
attic
did.
onto his father, and it's just like the arms outstretched out front, like ready to
Dun,
go.
dun, dun, dun.
And, yeah, and he like
fucking
the
Rob
shitty-
Van Dam coming
and,
up.
like, the shitty Lewis catching him and just like clearly struggling
Uh-huh.
with the doll. Like it was.
How
just
are
so-
you struggling with this toddler?
Well, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
I don't remember them coming back with super strength.
I mean, Homeboy did come back from the dead.
Well, he came
gotta give
back.
him something.
He came back from the dead. He came back with super strength,
Was
and he
it
came
super
back,
strength?
and he was super smart too.
He was able to talk a lot more.
What the fuck? He had a whole conversation. On top of
Yeah.
that, was he able to bite a piece out of fucking Judd's face
Oh,
with
well,
his baby teeth?
Oh yeah, man. Those baby
Hey,
teeth are sharp, man.
Holy shit!
You ever have a puppy that just fucking like gnaws at your arm and you look like
No.
a heroin addict?
Yeah, we have little punctures though. Like literally, he took off a part of his mouth.
So like, well, not just that. How the fuck did he get his mother up in the attic, tie a noose around her neck, and drop her?
Exactly. I don't know. Suspend disbelief, I guess.
They wanted to use a little person, probably Warwick Davis, but
the only one in Hollywood.
yeah.
Where's me gold, father? So
Call
mean,
back
he
to
had
our
other
last
roles.
episode.
sorry.
Yeah. We'll go with
Um,
Willow Warwick Davis.
Okay, Willow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But like, I hope they. I hope they don't go with that route in this one. I want this to be like. I want this to actually scare me, which is very hard to do now because and for you guys too, because we're so
Yeah.
desensitized.
It's not
I don't
gonna be
expect it
scary.
It's not going to scare
me.
us. I
It's not
want
gonna be scary.
chills and I want a good movie. I want this to be good. I hope this is going to be good.
Although when Pat just played the trailer for us, I mean, it looks like they're gonna add on some more with Zelda.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, you saw that where
is
she was going down the hallway
terrifying.
and her fucking spine was coming out her back like that. That looked
Zelda
awesome.
is the scariest part of this
Yeah.
movie, which
Now,
is
did
actually a
You know, I didn't even know till I watched the documentary on the making of Pet Sematary on Shudder.
Shudder.
No less. Shudder, giving them a shout out.
I didn't know
Um,
that was on Shudder. I'm gonna have to watch that.
Now you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Zelda was played by a dude.
What?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's
Zelda
why,
was
like,
played by a guy. His name is Andrew something.
No,
Yeah.
It's like there's something off about Zelda,
he's scary.
and it's because it's a guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's more to it, but
yeah.
Yeah. That's just
The,
just like me. Just like me.
Yeah. The pea soup
Always.
sitting out of her mouth like goop
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
yeah,
The
when
frothiness coming out of her mouth.
oh,
Yeah.
that froth.
oh my god, and her like choking to death and also laughing and like that
yeah.
weird. That entire scene was so
Rachel.
weird because like. I mean, Rachel like freaking out and like telling Lewis about it,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
him just like, oh yeah, she just had like spinal meningitis and died. And then her parents are literally the worst human beings.
The
ever.
worst.
And that's why he's just straight up like, this
He's
is
like, "Your
why I
parents are
hate
fucking
your parents,
assholes."
blah blah blah. Like,
That's
I'm gonna
like
beat your
bad
dad up.
parents. Bad parents could go like one in two ways. Like you could either like become bad parents too, become a bad parent because your parents were shit, or
Yeah.
you want to be the opposite to them.
Yeah.
Clearly, they took the route of I'm just going to be a bad parent too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 'cause one child they
Unknowingly, though.
neglected. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unknowingly, totally. Like they
Yeah.
they had a clear favorite.
They're like, yep. we fucked
Yeah,
up.
they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they weren't locking Gage in the back room as a dirty little secret, but that's only because he was just like a
An
healthy,
accident.
normal human being.
And they had to
like,
pick the most annoying kid too to be the fucking favorite.
ugh, God. Well, that's why she was annoying because
Yeah.
she was the favorite.
Ooh, church, you smell. Well, you're a fucking bitch.
Yeah. You're a child. You always smell like poop and like whatever weird
outta
food you
here.
have on your
Oh,
fingers.
God. Jesus Christ.
You smell. Well, fuck you.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
God, I want to say that to a child. Fuck yourself.
What about 40 years you can?
Yeah, there you go.
Once you're a senior citizen, you can get away with anything.
That's true. That's a goal.
Yeah. Stephen King's little cameo in there as
as the priest.
as the priest, which I'm sure coked out of his mind. Which could you imagine like hanging out with Stephen King at that time, like just like
Honestly, I wanted to hang out with Stephen King, the version of him when he was still in college. When he was still
When he
like
had
a
that unibrow?
nobody. He had a unibrow. He had a crazy ass hippie beard.
Yeah.
He looked nuts.
he looked like Charles Manson.
He looked crazy.
Yeah.
Like he totally like we thought that one guy looked like Squanchy. He looked like deranged Squanchy. All right. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't say who we're talking about.
I know.
So yeah. You know, back to Rick and Morty. Yeah, it's just he looked crazy. And I read an article where his alma mater, when he made it big, it wasn't that he made it big, but I think, was it Carrie, the first book that actually got published?
I think so.
I don't know that
it was either
information.
Carrie or Christine. One of those two books is the one that he sold off, and a publishing company ended up like wide releasing it. And that's where he made his money. He started making his money out of. It was Carrie.
It was Carrie.
Yeah, so it was Carrie. But they put and it was in the school newspaper about local alumni makes big, blah blah blah. And the picture they put of Stephen King on there, he looked like, again, deranged squanchy. Deranged squanchy. Like I was just like it was funny too because I was just looking at that picture and all that came through my head was meteor shit. He looked nuts. He looked
Oh
nuts.
my god.
That was cool though.
Yeah, but just like Stephen King probably had like the best, like, and he wasn't like big Hollywood.
There it
where
is.
It was all like,
There it is. Look at that picture.
Whoa.
Pat just
Oh my
pulled it up.
God.
Look at that. He's got a unibrow. He's got a crazy fucking beard.
He's kind of
His hair is
cross-eyed.
long and scraggly. His eyes are cockeyed. He's got those buck teeth. I mean, he's always had those buck teeth, but look
Yeah.
how fucking deranged he looks in that picture.
Holy shit. He
Look
looks
at
like
that.
a completely different person.
That's
Oh
a
my
guy.
God.
That's a guy that would write a book and have 12-year-olds have an orgy.
I mean, why would they put that picture out of all his pictures? Was that the only picture left?
Oh my god, I can't.
And what's
get
up with the
over-
wallpaper in
Maybe
the background?
that's the most normal picture of him.
I
That's-
guess.
I
man,
cannot
just like-
get over how prominent of a unibrow that is.
Look
Yeah,
at
they
that
did
shit,
not
man.
wax
That's
back
a
then.
That shit just
strong
connects.
unibrow.
Just as hairy in the middle as it is on the ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, God
That is
damn.
nuts. But yeah,
All right. Yep. Oh my
why
god.
is everybody quiet?
Guys,
Okay, but
we're still
so-
taking in that picture
I
of
know,
deranged
Yeah,
Stephen
I,
Stephen
King.
King.
I can't get over that photo.
Alright, so then, but yeah, I mean, the scene with Gage attacking Lewis was comical, but then I just love when he takes him out finally with the fucking
Yeah.
whatever he injected him with, and just no fail.
Starts crying.
I know, like a little
Yeah,
bit,
no
but
fair,
it's like
no fair.
heartbreaking because that's like your little baby, like he's back, but he's clearly not back. Like, no fail.
the
I love that he
reverse-
was stumbling down the hallway like
I
he
know,
was
like a little
drunk.
drunk.
that was filmed in reverse.
Yep.
They had him stand
Was it?
up and
Yep.
then walk forward. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That
I did not know that.
so from there, Lewis does. How the fuck do you explain this to the police?
Yeah.
Is what I want to know.
Well, he didn't live.
What happened here?
I know, but I mean, like, let's say like he didn't take Rachel to the to the cemetery after
Yeah.
that to bury, and he just like burned the house down, and then just went, how do I explain this to my in-laws? How do I explain this to my daughter?
Yeah.
How do I explain this to the police?
Well, like the son was clearly already dead. However, your neighbor across the street is also very dead.
Yep.
Your wife is very
like,
dead.
did he plan on
Yes.
doing like I don't know how you
and like your
explain
kid's
Rachel,
corpse is still in the house.
Oh,
There's
so
no way you
like,
can explain it.
the
There's
grave
no way
is
you
but
can
empty.
explain
there's
it.
no way.
so I
without
guess it's kind of
implicating yourself.
fortunate that
So
he
he's
passed
going to
Oh
jail.
away.
God.
Well, if he would have survived, he
Yeah.
would have
Yeah.
gone to jail.
Yeah, but then of course he has to. But I mean, his justification for burying Rachel was like with Gage. He said that he waited too long, like so that's
Yeah.
why Gage was bad. So then he buried Rachel because it was fresher.
Yeah.
And then of course in the end when they do their reuniting, she ends up grabbing a kitchen knife from
Yep.
the table. Screen cuts
Darling.
away, and
You don't
then
come back
boom.
right.
Nope.
You don't come back right.
something in that ground. The ground.
You know what?
That ground
The
is
sour.
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 Now, all right, I'm gonna throw a question to you guys.
Yeah.
Let's say you had access to a pet cemetery
Okay.
like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, Micmac Indian burial ground that has the power of bringing back, reanimating the dead.
Yeah.
Let's say one of you lost each other. So I'm throwing the question to both of you.
No, I wouldn't bring Micah back.
You wouldn't bring Micah back? What about you?
Would that affect
In a
my
heartbeat.
insurance? Oh,
Would that affect my insurance? Would that affect my copays?
yeah. Would it
My
affect my
premiums?
insurance claim?
There
Like-
wouldn't even be a funeral. You would go there right away.
Okay, then I change my answer.
No,
Too
it
late.
just Shows,
Too late.
shows what you feel about me.
Wow.
I don't
wow.
care if you, even if you come back and kill me. I don't know. I couldn't live without. I'm
That-
not gonna get.
that. I mean,
I'm not gonna get.
I am
whatever that.
totally gonna call some bullshit on that. But
The weird, dude.
that's-
Seriously,
look at
man.
you. Look at being all.
no,
Aw, look
no,
at you.
seriously, man. Like, come on.
Aw.
That's like, come on. If Kat died, you wouldn't do that too, even if
I don't
she
know,
came
man.
back
And that's the
murderous.
thing. And that's the thing. It's just
And
that
especially like, would
I
you have
wouldn't-
the previous experience of burying that animal and going
exactly.
Like,
That's
and
what I'm saying.
knowing
You
what
know
comes
full
out.
well you fucking buried an animal. Let's say you buried Yoshi. Yoshi comes back
We discussed this
rabid
yesterday.
like fucking Cujo,
Rabid.
and just it comes back as a dick, and he's not the dog that you knew before.
Yoshi's already a dick.
Then you're on board. We'll say your bearded lizard that you have dies. You
Bearded
do that,
dragon.
The bearded dragon comes back
oh,
and
he's
fucking
already
starts
an
killing
asshole.
everybody.
You'd be horrible.
And then you gotta fucking kill the bearded dragon, even though you love him so much. And then after 2 failed attempts,
The bearded dragon
Drew dies.
stays
You're
in
gonna be like, you know what? Third time's a charm. I'm gonna do it.
yeah. Honestly,
You know what? No, maybe I could get it in one more time. All right.
You can get it in while she's dead.
I
Oh,
was just
wow,
gonna say
that's
that.
just- All right, that opens up a whole
Okay.
new can of worms.
That's,
and this is so we covered the Pet Cemetery.
We just covered necrophilia, apparently.
Wow.
would it? Whoa!
I'm concerned about dying around either of them. Pat.
Would
Can
it
you
be?
just- Oh wait.
If she comes back, she's technically alive. Does that count as
That's what I was
It
gonna
does
ask.
not kind.
All right.
No,
I'm not
because she's alive
alive.
again. She's
I'm not.
reanimated.
No, you're
Pat,
not
can we
alive.
hear
You're
you on
still
this?
dead.
You're not
No,
dead.
Pat,
you're
Pat
back.
brought up a
We're bringing
great
Pat
point.
in.
Yeah.
Okay, so she comes she's dead. She goes to the cemetery. She comes back. Now that she's back and you get it in, does that count as necrophilia?
It does not.
Yes, because she's not. I
All right.
am not alive. They
Pat,
even said in
you
the movie
are-
they sent a blood sample from the dog. Oh, I'm
That was
talking
part
Pet
2.
Cemetery 2.
Part 2,
But
they
still-
explain there's no heartbeat.
Yeah, there's no heartbeat. Your blood, everything is dead in you.
We're
Therefore,
not talking
you
about
are
part
dead.
2. There wasn't no part 2. We're just going by part 1. By part 1, you don't know. And by any account, we just talked about how Gage came back smarter, stronger, and more vicious.
Would that
which
mean that
means
Drew comes
you gotta
back,
have
like,
your,
more like-
you gotta have brain function. You gotta have everything. So
True.
then
If you bury me in there, I would come back even more virile.
Oh my god.
we're not even gonna start talking about your dick again.
So.
Talk about rigor mortis.
Oh my god. But and also, yeah, they never really they addressed it more in 2 because in the first one,
Yeah.
like they never tried to kill him in other ways. Like they
Yep.
didn't do anything that would kill a normal person that
Yeah.
didn't kill them. Did
in
they?
part oh shit,
No.
back on the necrophilia thing. In part 2, when Mr. Krabs, when they kill Mr. Krabs and they bury him, which by the way, I never remember the actor's name, but I just know him as Mr. Krabs.
Okay.
He's in like every horror movie ever made. He's the bad guy in Highlander.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
So-
talking about part 2.
Part 2. This is
Oh,
part
okay,
2.
okay,
The
okay.
sheriff.
Yeah.
And Ed Furlong and his buddy
That dude
Drew.
is scary.
Clancy
uh,
Brown.
Clancy.
Clancy
He is
Brown.
totally a Clancy.
Clancy Brown's been in so much shit.
He's been in everything, but he's always Mr. Krabs to me. When Mr. Krabs came back, he was in the bathroom covering his covering. Jesus Christ!
Stop reacting.
Man,
Just
Drew
talk.
I can't help it.
just pulled up a
Uh,
picture of Edward Furlong, what he looks like now. That poor
Ooh.
guy.
So Mr. Krabs is in the bathroom
He
wrapping
looks
up
like
his.
he ate Gage.
He looked like he ate Mr. Krabs. So Mr. Krabs is wrapping up his neck where like the dog like ripped his throat out and stuff. But then he goes into bed and like rapes his wife.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like so clearly they could get it up.
Really?
Yeah, man, the blood's flowing.
But they have no heartbeat, which goes back to
Then
vampires.
who knows?
This whole thing just comes
Full circle.
full circle. Too
full
much.
circle.
Full circle.
All
Well,
right.
let's not talk about vampires. Last time we had a very boring.
Oh my
Vampires
god.
101.
Yeah, let's not.
I feel like maybe like 10, 20 episodes from now we could go back and do vampires, and I won't be Professor Micah.
Thank God.
Yeah,
one can only
Yeah.
hope.
I was
Let's go 30
30
episodes.
30 more episodes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, anyway, I'm super stoked for the new one. I'm very excited to see with
Me
what the
too.
trailer has given us, what they're going to do and what route they're going to take this. I hope it's not a Wendigo, or Wendigo, whatever. I hope that it's
I wouldn't
not.
mind that.
I hope that I know you wouldn't. I'm saying personally, I think I speak for Eugene and
think
I.
it will
We're
be.
not
Yeah.
into it.
No. It's too
I've-
much.
I wish that they could bring OG Judd back, but I'm actually very much looking forward to the
John Lithgow.
new
Yeah.
cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New cast. It'll be good. I have high hopes for it, and not in the way that it's just like I'm gonna be like completely let down if it doesn't go a certain way. I just have a lot of faith in what they're doing with horror nowadays,
Mhm.
and I feel like it'll be a good tribute.
This
Yes.
may break or buck the trend of remakes sucking.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree.
I mean, it didn't suck.
No.
It was good, and but
It was
I mean,
good,
to be
yeah.
fair though, it was a remake of a made-for-TV movie.
Yeah,
So,
really nowhere to go but
you
up.
know,
That's-
yeah,
that's
yeah,
true.
the bar
Yeah.
was set pretty low.
Yeah.
You know, the only thing good about it was Tim Curry. That's it.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's a cheesy movie for
It's
sure.
so cheesy.
But Pet Sematary, the original, was still a very good movie.
So
So,
good.
I mean, it's got a lot to live up to.
Yep.
After this, because you guys know this is going to do well in the theaters.
Yeah.
I there's no way
Mhm.
around it. I mean, it's going that the opening weekend. It's going up against Shazam.
Yep.
Who's gonna come out winning?
Who's gonna what?
Who's gonna come out on top?
Honestly, I think Shazam's gonna come out on top only because it's a superhero movie.
Yeah.
I don't
And
think so.
it's geared. Nope, it's a superhero movie. It's geared towards kids. It's a lot more comedic. So
There's
a lot of kids are
wider
gonna wanna-
audience.
Yeah, and Pet Sematary is rated R.
Yep.
I'm not saying it's not going to do well. Pet Sematary will do well for the type of movie that it is. It's going to do
Yes.
better than most quote unquote horror movies.
It's gonna do
have.
better than Happy Death Day to you.
Yes.
Well, I
Um,
wasn't going to say anything, but
Yeah, I know you were
you
thinking
know,
it.
Stop talking about that movie. Just let it die.
So this
Plus, Stephen King is hot as shit again.
He is.
So they're just
It's-
remaking everything.
it's the
now,
90s all over again. So
which is fine with me.
Drew,
Yes. Hi.
what now? The a lot of Stephen King stuff right now is coming out on Netflix, which I'm kind of, which is awesome, but
Not as awesome as Shudder.
for theatrical.
Damn
We
right.
love you, Shutter. Which is
How sensual.
which is awesome for like for staying at home, the live streaming and stuff. But when it comes to theatrical, big budget movies, what Stephen King story would you like to come out next? Either a remake or something that hasn't been turned into a movie.
That's a toughie. Actually, I'm really not sure. Because the one that I would name is already doing that, which is Pet Sematary. So after that, I mean, they already did Carrie, and I didn't like it.
That sucked.
No,
That
that
was
wasn't. But that
not
was
good.
before this.
With
Before
Hit
the
Girl.
Stephen King
Yeah,
trend.
it was
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
resurgence.
Yeah.
Definitely. I don't know. Was Storm of the Century?
Ooh, that was a made-for-TV movie, though.
It
too.
was.
Yeah, it was.
You would want that to be
I would see
to
it.
be big budget.
I would see it again.
That's cool.
Actually, like for a made-for-TV movie, I haven't seen it in a while, but I remember really liking it. And what's his name? The guy from Ghost Ship that played like the devil guy in the movie.
Oh shit!
It was
I know who you're talking about,
I
too.
like him, and I liked his character, and I'm really curious to see what they would do with it.
Storm
now.
of the Century was actually a pretty underrated TV
It
movie. I
totally
actually liked
is.
it. I actually liked that.
Yeah,
When did that come out?
93.
93. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was when that was at the high point when they were doing made for TV adaptations of Stephen King's
Mhm.
works.
Yes.
You know, they did
correct.
I mean, it started with The Stand, then Storm of the Century, the Tommy Knockers.
Tommy Knockers is
that all
another
came
one.
out. That's
that
another. Actually, I
actually-
think they're making that.
Are they?
Wait,
They're gonna remake the Tommy
really?
Knockers. They actually just I just read that they finally cracked the nut where they're
Crack that
making
nut.
crack that nut, bust that nut.
Bust
Where they're
it.
making the Talisman. That's gonna be made into a movie. They're adapting that. In terms of movies that are now, did you ask her like in terms of just movies that are out already?
Either a remake
Remake?
of an old Stephen King movie or something that hasn't been made yet.
Oh, like a book that
something-
it hasn't been made
yeah,
into.
that could be potentially
I
a
mean,
good movie.
honestly, I mean they fucked up with the Dark Tower. The Dark
Yeah.
Tower was
They did.
that's such a good series.
which is a shame because they had such a good actor in it.
yeah.
Did
Idris
you watch
Elba.
Lovely Bones?
I did not watch Lovely
You're
Bones.
not missing out.
No. Was Lovely Bones Stephen King?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Hold up.
Wait a minute. Wait, which one was the one with the daughter that died and she comes back and she watches over her family and didn't it have Mark Wahlberg in it?
Yep. I'm pretty sure. I thought that was.
Was
a
that Stephen King?
book.
I didn't think that was Stephen
Or
King.
no, I'm thinking of Bag of Bones.
Oh, okay,
the
yeah,
book,
Bag of
yeah.
Bones. Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. For some reason, I got Lovely stuck in my head.
I mean, there's so much. You know what they could do. I mean, he also has a ton of short stories
yeah.
that they can make. You know, they can make it into a TV series. You know, there was a short story, a collected short story book that I read back when I was in grade school called Dance Macabre. Then there was a bunch of Stephen King stories, which were awesome. Actually, honestly, I want to see him remake Christine.
I would see that. I'm curious. Yeah,
That's what
that
I
would be
wanna
good.
see.
Really?
That I want to see a remake of Christine because honestly, as much I think out of all the adaptations of Stephen King's works, that's the one I like the least.
Yeah.
Out of
That's
all the Stephen King
saying
adaptations.
a lot, man. Like
It is,
Maximum
and it was a good
Overdrive,
movie. It was a good movie.
Well,
I
Stephen
like that
King's The
Maximum
Shining was shitty.
Well, yeah,
The
but
'97
Yeah.
made for. It was also another one made for TV.
he liked the made for TV one.
Dreamcatcher wasn't made for TV,
That's because
was
he
it?
hated
Dreamcatcher,
Stanley
no,
Kubrick.
Dreamcatcher was out in the
That was a
theaters.
theater
That was
movie.
yeah,
That movie
2003.
sucked so bad.
Yeah, so that's
Wasn't
another
terrible.
one. But that story itself wasn't that awesome.
Yeah,
For me, because of today's special effects, and I really think that a big budget release of Langoliers would be pretty sweet.
Langoliers would be good. Yeah.
Langoliers, Salem's Lot, which I know it had a
Ooh,
2000.
why did I not think of fucking Salem's Lot?
Now,
That's a heavy hitter.
Salem's
Yeah, it
Lot
is.
had a 2004 or 2006. They had a series.
With
And
Rob Lowe.
it was
Yeah.
very forgettable.
It was terrible.
And what I remember was not liking it.
Yeah, no, it wasn't good at all.
No, I don't remember anything from it other than
that
Rob
time
Lowe was in
wasn't
it,
right
and
for horror.
no,
Yeah.
it wasn't.
We
It
didn't need
wasn't
it.
a good time.
Yeah.
That's when that was like the height of Saw and everything.
Yeah.
So, I feel like a big budget Salem's Lot remake would be really, but it has
It's
to
gonna
be.
tough to fucking top the original though.
I
It's
think
gonna
they
be
could.
tough, especially with
The scene with
that
the window.
movie. The scene with the window fucking still frightens me to this day.
Agreed.
But think about it. It was a made for TV movie. It was a 2-night event, made for TV movie,
Mhm.
and the fucking movie was frightening. Frightening.
Yeah, man.
They had, just the vampires, the way they looked with the glowing eyes.
Yeah.
The fucking kids. They killed kids
Yeah,
on
they did.
broadcast TV.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mr. Barlow looking like,
Me.
Smurf Nosferatu. Like, it was just
Smurf
cool.
He
Yeah.
was scary.
Yeah.
What the hell was that dude's
But-
name? His last name is Mason. He was a big actor back in the day. He was Mr. Barlow's keeper.
Yep.
Now
Familiar.
you know what? I don't know why I didn't make the connection. Wasn't Needful Things tied into Salem's Lot?
I don't know. I'd have to go back and.
Wasn't Needful Things the store that the guy ran that had all those?
It was
that had
also
all
in
those cursed
Salem.
objects. Was it in the same town that Salem's Lot was in?
I didn't know it was connected though.
I thought it was connected, but then again, of course, Stephen King.
Stephen
so it
King,
probably is connected.
everything is connected.
Yeah, but
So-
yeah,
Really?
in terms of Salem's Lot, I think it's gonna be tough to fucking top the original.
It can happen because you could get some big time A-listers.
Yeah, got David
that
Soul
movie.
in there.
Yeah.
I
Starsky
wouldn't
or
even
Hutch.
I wouldn't
I don't know
even
what he was.
expect it to top it. I would just expect it to
Be different.
Yeah, be different, but as good. I mean,
I don't know, man.
that's how I felt about Evil Dead 2013. Like it didn't top it, of course.
It was
but
just
Didn't
different.
top- It was,
it was
awesome,
different.
though.
It was
Yeah.
fantastic, and
Yeah.
that's what I
Yep,
would
yep, yep.
expect for Salem's Lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I've said it before. I don't know if I said it on this podcast or my previous other podcast, Geeks That Lift, that I'm okay with
We all
remakes.
blend
I'm
together.
okay with the remakes coming out
Yep.
because no matter what,
You can't stop it.
They'll never sully the original.
Yep.
No.
Even if it becomes a big pile of shit,
Original
you'll
movies
always have the original.
original movies don't really make money anymore, man.
You're right.
Yeah,
You're absolutely
it's
right.
it's always remakes, stories, or
Yep.
something from a
Sequels.
comic book
Yep.
or a sequel,
From-
or a soft
proven
reboot.
IPs. I mean that's basically what they're
Because
doing
it's,
nowadays.
it's our generation. We want that nostalgia. And
Oh, yeah.
honestly,
Big on it.
and
Huge on
honestly,
it.
man, like, and this goes like, theaters stuff. Anytime I go see a movie, it's either a comic book superhero movie
Mhm.
or a horror flick that is either a sequel or based or a reboot or something
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that. Man, that's the time when like they get my money.
Yep. Yes, I almost bought a caboodle the other day.
Holy
we love
shit.
nostalgia, man.
Wow.
well,
We
it
have them
goes
at
yeah.
Sephora.
it goes with even
Sephora, give me money.
and I'm sorry, I know you don't like when I talk about professional wrestling on here, but the only time I really
You've
watch
done this for like 25% of this.
I
episode.
know, especially
I'm
this
only
one
talking
because
about
it's
professional wrestling in general.
well because it's
Oh.
316 day.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
But
Makes
like
sense.
when it comes to like professional wrestling, like the only thing I care about is like nostalgia now. Like I don't care about what's like WrestleMania is coming up. You know what I'm looking forward to more than anything? That Batista is back.
The reason that is, and the reason that we're riding this big nostalgia wave is because the tastemakers now and the people that are running Hollywood and are running everything, they're our age. They're the ones that are running
Exactly.
everything. They're
Yeah.
the ones that they're like, you know what would be cool right now?
Yeah.
A remake of Pet Sematary.
Yeah,
Let's do
fuck
that.
yeah.
Fuck
That
yeah,
movie
man.
scared the shit out of me
Yeah.
when I was a kid. You know what? Let's make it. That's what it is.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, the other one too, Sleepwalkers.
Sleepwalkers was terrible. You know
Yes,
what?
it
No,
was.
But dude,
no,
I would love
With the
I would
fucking
love
cat
a
people. No,
Oh, yeah,
I
man.
bought that
Absolutely
movie
not.
at FYE for no reason other than I just wanted to own
that movie was
Sleepwalkers.
terrible. I just like the music.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Well,
Yep.
guys,
So we just got the nod that we've gone over time.
Yeah.
Wow,
And
this
I,
may-
Whoa,
I mean,
this is
I
probably
already-
going to be our longest
is
episode.
this
that we've
our
had yet.
longest episode? Holy
Probably.
crap.
off of one
Yeah.
movie.
Off of
but,
one
Wow.
fucking
Yeah,
movie.
we talked about like, oh, can we cover a whole time?
Yeah.
Must have been the beers.
Yeah,
well,
definitely.
guys, if you want to get a hold of us, you could get a hold of us or at
TerraTrioPodcast@gmail.com. We are also Terra Trio Podcast on Instagram, Facebook Terra Trio Podcast. You can also find us on Twitter at Terra Trio Cast. If you would like to, find, obviously you're listening to us right now, so I'm sure you fucking figured it out. But if you want to let some friends know and they want to find a way to listen to us, we're YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Stitcher, basically anywhere
Tune
you
in.
listen to. Yeah, anywhere you listen to podcasts.
your
we're
favorite
there.
platform. But yeah, we're new to YouTube, man. Check us out on there.
Check it out. We look very pretty on there.
We're so pretty.
There are
Yeah.
no nudes.
Not yet.
I hate you both.
So,
All right,
yeah.
and on that note, I'm Drew.
I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That's
Jesus
Micah.
Christ. And I'm Eugene.
All right.
And
No.
No.
Doing that anymore. Actually,
we
ever.
are.